I'm a real tough kid, I can handle my shit. They said fake it, gotta fake it till you make it, and I did.
I'm just a terrible person, I guess.
Ice camera bitch. Even when you wanna die. Breaking down, I hit the floor. All the pieces of me shattered as the crowd was chanting more. With a broken heart.
Who's afraid of little old me?
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. I am Sarah the Raging Tomato, bringing to you live. We're doing Throwdown Thursday on a Saturday evening. Fatty was so flexible for me. I got my dog home from her knee surgery and threw my back out trying to get her out of the truck. So I was like, I am not capable of sitting in a chair or in front of a screen or anything for quite a while. I couldn't even move. I couldn't walk. I couldn't do anything. So 2 days of full rest and I'm ready to go. And Fatty, thank you so much for being so flexible.
The last time people told me I was flexible, I was 28. So, so thank you very much for making me relieve my prosperity and my peak physicality. So I appreciate you, Sarah. Thank you very much. Thank you
Can
very
you
much.
can you put your legs behind your head, Fatty?
I don't want to. I think it's a very vulnerable position. And I think
It
a lot
is.
of men are doing that lately. Like,
Oh,
when they, yes, like talking about eating groceries, doing the Lamborghini's doors. You see what I'm saying? When they pull the
oh
legs up.
my
I,
God. This is a thing. Is this a trend?
it's something that men are doing lately. They are doing the Lamborghini doors so women can go ahead and search for, like,
Gold?
those capital searches. So I think that's why women run relationships, and we're going to talk about it today.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. Well, thank you. Just a shout out to all of the maters for also your flexibility and your kindness and forgiveness for me not delivering a Thursday evening show. I actually was able to go and kind of watch a few other people's shows and take a little trip around the YouTube streets Thursday night, and it was nice and it was relaxing from the floor where I was laying with my dogs. It was very relaxing. But tonight we're gonna hit it and hit it hard. I brought one drinky drink. It's all I got. It's all I care to have. It's a vodka orange crush because I figured, hey, it's Saturday night. We'll have a little fun. Why not? And Fatty is ready to throw it the F down with all of you. So, topic of the evening, traditionalists are wrong. Women run relationships. Kick it out to me, Fatty. Why? Why do women run relationships?
Yes, and thank you for saying throwing down, not throwing back. Yes, women run relationships this way. Uh, we build a artificial society that makes sure that the weakest of us are protected. And what happens with the weakest of us are protected, the strongest of us uh, become vulnerable. Like we, on the last 60 years, especially in the West, we made sure that we took care of women, make sure that we gave them all the liberties for them to just act like us, made sure that they get enough education, that they can fuck with being shamed, that they are protected if they give their lives to their family, to their men. And now the pendulum swings so far left that men lost all the power regardless of who they are, celebrity, politician, rich, poor, tall, short. It doesn't matter because women now have all the artificial powers to make men bend the knee. And this is what is happening on relationships on the last 60 years in the West, and why we do a bunch of podcasts complaining about women and why fresh and fit, whatever, and all these podcasts are showing up is because men lost complete control of what they do inside of their relationship. So uh, is dead. Traditionalism is dead when it comes to relationships, and it's not the genie is not going to go back in the bottle because there's nobody capable of doing it other than aliens and a magnificent natural catastrophe. Other than that, women are not going to go back in the kitchen, and there's nothing you can do to put her back in there.
Well, so you say women run relationships. Do you think we never had that ability before?
No, women were like people like to say that women were oppressed. I like to say that women were suppressed, meaning their biological like their biology never let women go outside in the wilderness, never let them go ahead and hunt and fish on harsh conditions, never let them go and fuck everybody like men, never let them go do anything of any point because once again there was no tampons, no nothing. There was no nothing for women. So women needed to stay at home and women needed to take care of their kids because air conditioner jobs, the having just kids will be something that will be like very, very, very devastating to your health, and you didn't even know if you could make it out of your bed, right? After you gave uh, birth to 5 kids, 7 kids, 8 kids. So yes, women never had the capability to do so. More than ever, women now have the tools to do so, and because men are extremely benevolent, aka suckers, because that's what we are, is every time a woman, like for example, Meg the Stallion, does something of very like clear bad behavior and clear dangerous, there's 100 men line up to get the sexual crumbs that she didn't spend with the next guy. Women are indeed in charge. They are indeed the ones that set the tempo for relationships. And if men dare to change the tempo, most of us are going to be playing with our end by the end of the year.
That's fair, but I would still say if I don't have to go on the hunt, and if I don't have to go be the breadwinner, and if I don't have to go make sure everything's square and situated. And all I have to really worry about is the local charity fund, my children, and, what's for dinner this evening. Wouldn't that be kind of running the show? Because, like, I am the one who, has the poo-tang for one, and we all know that guys love the poo-tang, but also I am the keeper of the children, the legacy, so even back then, right? Back
Mhm.
before your 60-year marker, wouldn't you say that, or would you be agreeable? I mean, that I would have had it better made back then. I wouldn't have been oppressed or suppressed or anything. I would have literally had a man at the mercy of tending to my every need and
No,
ensuring every single bit of it.
no, because you have no choice. The kids are mine. You have no say in it. You have no nothing. You can't deny me sex. Something as marital rape doesn't exist. If I want it, I will take it. And if you
Mhm.
want to leave, you are going to leave with the bag that you came, like you're going to leave with the things that you can. Like, there's nothing. There's no leverage for you. There's no sympathy. Actually, while I'm going outside and doing putting a bunch of Jon Snows in this planet with my concubines, I'm going to put a bunch of bastards in this planet and all of them are going to belong to me. You are going to be stigmatized because you are a woman that have kids by other men. So you are not even going to be able to get another husband. You are going to be thrown away and be on like you are going to have the scarlet letter in your forehead. So no, things changed dramatically because now there's nothing men can do to regain the power. Like the church is not going to come after you, auntie is not going to come after you to try to reason with you. Like it's not going to happen at all. So
I'm
you
glad I
can
had
do
you.
all the red pill talking points, or we can talk about how women still could. No, women gained the powers recently for two reasons. First one, now they have money, now they have jobs, now they have status, now they can actually figure life for themselves. A second one, they don't have to. Relationships are optional for women. It is what it is. If they want to be with you and they want to pretend that you are the leader of the relationships while she puts the strings on the back like Pinocchio, go ahead. Just go ahead and say, oh, you are the house of the family. The reality is, if she doesn't want you to be the head of the household, you definitely won't be the head of the household. And there's nothing you can do about it other than call your mom and cry in the car.
So, well, okay, but like if a man wanted to divorce me, let's
Mhm.
say more than 60 years ago, he would have been more obligated to take care of me than anything, right? And the courts would have actually favored that, and it was the what we would have considered the right thing to do. Now, could I just get up and walk out? No, not particularly. It would. You're right. Like I come with the bag I leave with the bag I came with, essentially. But I wouldn't say that it doesn't mean I wouldn't have been kind of like fairly in charge of the relationship. Yes, the man would have still been the leader of the household, but even for him to have married me, he would have probably most likely gone through a lot of work to be able to even ask for my hand in marriage, right? It would have, you don't get to just fuck around and find out, for instance.
Yes.
Um,
But you didn't have no choice. Your dad or somebody in the village will arrange a marry with somebody, right? So you have no.
not I mean, maybe more than 100 years ago, arranged marriage, but arranged marriages kinda stopped off a long time ago. I
Mhm.
would have said even before we even hit the 1900s, arranged marriages just weren't as, uh, you know, they certainly the father still had a say in like, "No, you're
Mhm.
not gonna marry that boy," but they weren't doing arranged marriages. Women were still marrying for what they would consider to be love.
Do you think that woman could marry the village drug dealer or the whatever the similar
The
was?
the village idiot.
Yeah, yeah. Do you think the woman could go ahead and says, "But I love him for him," right?
I
Do
mean,
you-
essentially, the father could say no, but if she ran off with him, then whatever consequences came with being
yes.
with the village idiot came with that.
So if you ran off, you have no power because running means that you have no power to actually exert the things that you want to pass. Now you can fuck all the village idiots, and your dad has nothing to say other than, "Oh, I'm so deep. How
Well,
did he come to this?"
that depends on your dad. I mean,
Yes, the only thing they can do is he can say, "I'll never talk to you again, and you're not going to get my inheritance." Other than that, woman can do
uh,
woman can do whatever they want. There's a reality.
I don't know. I mean, I've, introduced men to my father before, and
Yes.
uh, I seek his approval. Like, if my dad is like, "Wow, that's a really good guy," I'll never forget when I was bet my ex-husband,
Mhm.
and my dad's like, if you don't marry him, I'll personally walk you down the walk you down the aisle with a shotgun in your back, because he was such a good guy. And I sought that. I wanted my father's approval on those things. Now, if I brought a dude home and my dad's like, he's an idiot, which that would have never happened because I just don't date like particularly too many idiots.
Mhm.
Um, but that would have been, like I would have been ashamed of that. I would have been
Yes,
embarrassed
but
to,
do you notice how it's optional? You do it because you want to. You know what these women are doing, Sarah? They are running these people. They are hiding these people from their dad because they don't want their dad to see the assholes that they are having sex in college. They don't want like the man that they are having fun. The man I'm trying to build up. They don't want to say, "Hey, dad, this is the guy that I'm going to do," because they know that guy is just his turn. She doesn't want to go and show her
you're
dad
saying if she's
seven of those guys.
if
Yes,
she's like having casual sex, she's not going to call her dad and tell him about it and
and
write a
then there's
report.
most women.
Well, yeah. Why would
Or
why would anyone want to call their father and have a discussion about their
but that shows the point. It's optional. You do it when you know you have the right one. But before you get the right one, you lay down with 15 of them. Women in general are not waiting for their Prince Charming at 29, which is the average age of marriage. So for one guy that you presented to your dad, those are 15 guys that you didn't do it because you know exactly that that guy either wasn't qualified enough to be your boyfriend and you made him because you had the hope and you liked him, or even worse, you never try to take them seriously. So it will be a great shame of you to bring him to your dad. So you don't do it. And that's the thing. If your dad doesn't know it, then that's your dad. Who knows it? Who is going to correct you? Who is going? Women have the option to just be quiet and pretend they are not doing nothing. They are chasing their purpose. They are learning about themselves. And there's nothing men can do to actually enforce that, because a lot of women that I dealt with were mama's boys. No, mama's was girl. What is the girl?
Girl,
Daddy's girls.
daddy's girl.
Yes, and they still were throwing it back,
Well,
right?
okay,
And the
but
dad never knew
if
about me.
that's
So
if that's your reasoning, like your reasoning is because girls can go hoe around and not tell daddy about the guy she's hoeing around with. Well, I mean, then wouldn't that still make the argument for men then that men run relationships?
mm-mm.
Because men can still go around and, tiptoe and do whatever they want, but I don't see them writing home to their mom or dad either about those girls. So if that's the reasoning, then that reasoning would stand for both directions. So then men would be running relationships too.
No, because like I said, it's optional, and you incur into grave danger if you're just having casual sex just because. Look at what happened to Shannon Sharp, for example. He doesn't run nothing. He's a 50-year-old experienced multi millionaire and just got shaken down because a woman decided to. The reality is this: woman control not just sex but relationships too. That's the reality. There's no, you can pretend that is you that is going to say, oh no, I control a relationship because I have the one to ask her and I have to be the one to put her on her knees. Sir, this is not the savannah. You're not a lion trying to chase a gazelle. The gazelle perked up her ass and look at you and stop you for you to grab her. That's the reality. If the gazelle didn't want to get got, you will never got her. And if you got her, you go to jail. So even the women are the ones that decide in not just sex, not just to reproduce, but do get relationships, because a woman can always say no. And you see so many women saying, I was engaged 3 times. You don't see men saying, I was engaged 3 times. So they definitely decide exactly who gets the relationships and how, what are the terms of said relationships.
All right. So what is it that women, aside from casual sex, what is it that we can do that entitles us to running the relationship?
You have the most powerful currency that is accepted in every country in the world between your legs, which is called the coochie dollar. The coochie dollar is accepted in Tanzania, Botswana, is accepted in China, in Mongolia, in Japan, in Brazil. You have the coochie dollar, and the coochie dollar will make sure that you never go homeless. Will make sure that your life is easier than the average man. Will make sure that you ever going to get some sucker trying to lick your coochie dollar for the entirety of your life. No matter if you're fat, no matter if you're pretty, no matter if you're tall, no matter if you're short. If you have a coochie dollar, there's always going to be a sucker ready to lick the crack of your ass and to say, "I'll forgive you, baby. The past doesn't matter." I know me. Like, Mia Khalifa is married twice. How? And not just with regular men, those men had a tremendous amount of money. How is Mia Khalifa, the big corn star on the last 10 years, able to be married twice and to be engaged twice? Somebody is out there. And I'm not Scooby Dooby Doo, so I'm not going to try to investigate that shit. You guys got it. I'm just going to leave the room. You guys can go ahead and search for the
Discuss
villain. I'm out.
and team discussion point. We'll all come back together and put our thoughts in together.
Yeah.
Okay, so the power of the pussy. That's where you're getting with this, and that's what
Yes.
allows women to run the show. Now, if men weren't falling into the coochie trap, and I would say in a lot of instances, incredibly desperate for it, drooling for it, literally will do anything for it. If
Mhm.
men didn't do that, then would that change the dynamics of women running relationships?
Yes, that will change the complete thing of what I'm saying. But there's always a but, so forget everything I said before the but. There was never point in the history of mankind when men saw something they like and they said, you know what? I'm going to practice this discipline. Me as a I'm seeing this juicy booty, this pretty face, this nice shaped woman, and she's throwing herself on me, but I'm going to be respectable and responsible, and I am going to deny this blowjob by Monica Lewinsky on the Oval Office. Yes, I'm going to be a man of I'm going to go to the Coldplay concert with my mistress, and I am going to just sit there and I'm going to cross my legs and my arms and I'm going to listen to Viva la Vida. No, no. That's what we are like, man. The same way there's no woman, of course, there's some woman is like some man. If woman will never deny $1 million from a man, will never deny a cash app from a man because they are here to get man resources. Men will never deny pussy if the pussy, not just any the coochie dollars are actually worth enough. So the best way to predict the future is to look at the past. If no, not like if no, never we had the civilization that were denying pussy and wasn't craving sex. When it comes to men, I don't think that will going to happen in the future because that's how men are regulated.
So, can women raise the dollar currency or the currency amount on the coochie currency? Can we raise that like market value by just closing our legs?
No, because what like this is the close your legs argument is to try to regulate the market is like people passing regulation to stop AI from just going crazy, right? Or stopping the Cold War and the proliferation of nuclear warheads. It's always going to be like seven guys that are going to say, "Oh yeah, we are going to do it right. We are not going to fuck this woman anymore." And then there's always three assholes that behind everybody back at 3 a.m. in the morning are going to building nukes on their basement. So if woman did that, absolutely, but respectfully, women love sex as much as men. And if they know the three men in the village that are willing to have sex with them, you better guarantee that as soon as the lights go dark, Big Dick Ronnie and Chad and Tyrone and all of these dudes are going to impregnate half of the village because these women can control themselves too. So
Okay.
it's a
So,
nice hypothetical. It just doesn't exist because if men don't want to stop fucking, woman, now that they got their 15-inch dildo and their roses and all of these machinations that you guys have have on your drawer, like on your drawer, that's not going to happen at all.
I call it the rocket launcher
The
2000.
rocket launcher 2000. For there to be 2000, there needs to be 1,099 models before. So try to get that genie on the bottle. If you think that Americans will revolt if you try to confiscate their guns, pass legislation to deny dildos and to take them out of the market and see if these women are not on the street. A million woman march. No justice, no peace. Just just go ahead. Just go ahead and see their reaction once you take their dildos away. Good luck with that.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so we can't take away the sex. We can't take away the dildos.
No.
Then how would men gain control back?
Passing legislation to make men again in control of the relationship, but we are too benevolent. We have sisters, we have mamas. We think by default that men are abusers. We are trying to raise our men and our sons to do what's right while we raise our daughters to do what's right for them. Our daughters are always in constant protective mode, is trying to get some coochie, is going to manipulate me, all that. So is very difficult. It's very difficult to try to put everything where it was when you are clearly telling woman that all men want to do you wrong. And to be honest, if you look good enough, most men have ulterior motives to talk with you. You're not funny. You don't have an awesome personality. I didn't saw you in the
Aw.
street and says, "Oh my God, let me talk to her." she will be a great friend, right? No man says this. So like this imbalance of we looking at woman as kind of like she will never harm me, and woman look at men as he will definitely harm me. You are not going to be able to rearrange whatever you do, because women don't look at men like men look at women.
So you actually, okay, let me get this straight. You think you need legislation to make men great again?
Yes. No,
In,
not to make men again, but to actually make men think that relationships are worth it. Like
so
man,
in
go ahead.
order for men to have their power back, they need the government to tell the women to stop taking so much power.
No. So for example, men are not afraid of marriage. They're afraid of divorce. Actually, most men, I think men like women more than women like men. I think men crave relationships more than women crave relationships, because men love like dogs. Once you are my owner, you are the only one. You are the only one that I get excited to see when you get home. I always want to go outside with you for a walk. I might sniff on another dog ass, of course, like it is what it is. But at the end of the day, I don't want to lay next to anybody. I want to lay next to you. You are my person. Woman, unfortunately, and I don't know. I think this has always been like this. It's just showing in like 2025 with feminism and also. I don't think women love men like that. I don't think even women like men. I think women like men for what they make them feel, and for the things they can do for them. Because as soon as these women get $1 trillion, they're not marry nobody. They just like the Rihannas, the Oprahs, like all these high-end women. As soon as they say I'm going to get married, you can see all the women saying, "Stop! Don't do it! You are dumb. Just date him. He's your boyfriend. Don't do that." So I don't think women love men like that, or at least comparative to men, they don't love men like we love y'all. So uh, we are the true romantics. Y'all definitely are not romantics. And if I come around and say we should be like we were during my grandma and great grandma generation, most women will. It's like a black person getting a time machine, and you ask, "Where do you want to go in the past?" And he says, "Nope, I'll stay right here. There's no place, there's no time that I want to go back to, because I don't think it's going to be a good idea once they see my black ass." So the same thing with woman. A lot of times, if you give a time machine to woman, I don't think there's no place they will go in the past other than right now, because now they have all the powers and some of the responsibilities.
I would go to the Victorian era.
What happened on the Victorian era?
It's just lovely. It's beautiful. The art, even the stories, that like everything in the Victorian era was just like dollhouse and beautiful, whimsical almost. And I don't know. I like my mom always had a heart for the Victorian era, and maybe that kind of trickled down. But I've always had a love for like I want I would love to have like an old school, like Victorian era house and everything be just
If
like that.
so, Sarah, if you get $10 million because you're a great YouTuber, so you're going to get there. Can you build that Victorian era house that you're
Yes.
talking about?
Yes, I could. And
So,
the dresses, the lace, the lace, the lace, the
and you
lace,
can buy it too, right?
and the hats. Yeah, you
Are you?
could. I mean, you could.
So let's go. Dolls and art versus marital grape. Tough question. Let me think about it real quick.
Well,
Right?
are we presuming that I mean, I wouldn't say I wouldn't even be agreeable that like marital grape was a thing that always happened, right? There were still men who loved their wives and they wanted to be with them and they were very respectful and they they honored and cherished them. I think I think the
Absolutely.
marital grape
But did
thing
they
was.
have to? Do
Did
I
they
have to
have
respect
to?
you? Like, what stops me every time the LA Lakers from the Victorian era, right? Every time they lose, to turn around and to give you two pair of slaps and to say it's your fault, woman, because you didn't brought my
I don't think
sandwich before.
that's
My lucky sandwich.
I don't
They
think
lost
that's
because of you. Like, what
but see,
stops
I
me
don't
from that?
think that's as common as we want to write it out to be.
I agree.
I mean, I think that just like any bad situations, I think they're more circumstantial and few and far in between. I don't think they were the going rate for a marriage. And here's why. I think more families, more communities were involved within relationships, right? So so let's say we were in the Victorian era and I wrote a letter to my father letting him know, Father, my husband is beating me and this and that.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure in that time, like that wouldn't have been, I don't think that that would have been quite as, uh, not necessarily tolerated, right? Because I don't think we necessarily tolerate it now, but it would have been handled internally within the family, within the community, and it's least likely to get away with it.
Yes.
Um,
What if I'm bigger than your dad, and I have bigger guns and I have a better
well,
family? What
you
your
know,
dad? What your dad?
that has that
Because
well,
the
but
government
see,
is not going to.
also there
Right.
was societal structure too,
Hmm?
right? So you don't mess with like the communities and the societal structure of it all. So a man would have respected his elders and they would have respected what they
Hmm?
would have said. So if he respected my father, like my father would have ensured I wouldn't have married a man that would be beating me anyways, right?
But people change.
People change. I do
Sometimes you
agree
do
with
things
that.
that you deserve. For example, if that CEO on Coldplay came home and his wife gave him a two pair of slabs and a chair on the back, I would say I understand. No, no, there's a lot of things like this notion where they say that man and woman you never should put your hands and feet on them. Absolutely sure they did. Kids even when they do something so egregious, if they put their hands on your mom, if they go ahead and go play in a volcano full of lava, sometimes you have to do some things that you don't want to do. And the thing
Mhm.
is, once again, is not that most men are going to do it, is that they're leaving room for the bad man, and women have a very high propensity to pick one of those in their life. What happens when that madman is not just a cheater, he is abuser, right? And like I said, he actually, at least now you have the checks and regulations of society where you can go to the cop, you can go to the judge, you can go to the mayor, and you can do something about it. Absolute power corrupts absolutely, and you better hope that you're not going to be married into a family of a very powerful guy like King Joffrey, and you guys know the rest of the story. Go call go call Sansa dead. Oh, he's dead. Damn, crazy. Why? Because once again, by those times, there's no like there's of course morality, but it's the survival of the fittest. And if you have enough power, you are going to make sure that you exert your power over your woman, your family, and all that. So I don't think, even though the romanticism and the way things looked, I don't think most women will go on an era where they couldn't own property, that there was like a second uh, like imagine you getting all YouTube money and says, "Here come my lord, here's your YouTube paycheck." I don't think woman will do that ever again.
But we didn't need to do anything though. And that's the lovely part. In this day and age, we kind of need to do things, right? We live in a society where materialism and consumerism is just like the overwhelming niche. We consume, we consume, we consume, we consume. There's no more homemade this, there's no more handmade that. We don't like everything comes assembled, manufactured, pressed through, this and that, stupid prices, whatever. So we live in a world where that's kind of become the feature. You need two vehicles because mom has to get all of the kids to practice and this and that and run here, run there, over there. Even whether she's a stay-at-home mom or a
Hmm?
working mom, she still needs a second vehicle. It like
Yes.
it would be almost impossible. I think also with that being said, we moved away from our families. So being away from our
Hmm?
families, that plays it. My parents live, my dad lives just under 2 hours away from me. And it is the most heart wrenching thing because when I had my daughter very
Hmm?
early on, uh, my dad was right up the street, right? Like it was very convenient, and we all made it work.
Yep.
Everybody in the family just figured it out, and my mom was close by at that time too. So we all, between everyone, we just made it all work. And that was a family support unit, and I could
Mhm.
have never gotten through any of that if it weren't for my parents and my siblings and all of those things. Now, as I as my daughter got older and then I got married, then I moved away. Now
Mhm.
I have nobody within a 2-hour range that is part of my family structure.
Yes.
So it makes it 10 times more difficult. And I would think that in any instance, because a lot of us, we maneuver, we move for the job, we move for the money, we move for because we like the neighborhood better, we move because, whatever the case may be, we move away from our families. So when we
Yes.
lose that very important structure, now we have to have that second vehicle because we don't have grandma and grandpa down the street to come pick us up. Now
Mhm.
we have to pay for babysitters or daycare or whatever the case may be. We have to pay for all of these extra things because we inconvenienced ourselves in order to harness independence as our own family unit. But then we lost all of the support that would have come with being close to our family as well.
Absolutely. But remember, it's an option. Women decided, like, women are the most individualistic beings on earth right now. Nothing stops you from cooking from scratch. Nothing stops you from not ordering it out. Nothing stops you from using the oven over the microphone, the microphone. God damn it, the microwave. Nothing stops you from doing that. You can marry into a good family. You can stay in your parents' house for 3 or 4 generations, like most people do in every other country. But once again, women are choosing to go to the individualistic route, and there's no man, no nothing that can stop them. They can not be like, you don't have to fuck 20 men before you meet me. You can literally stop that if you want to. The thing is, women don't want to cook, women don't want to clean, women don't want the extended family. Most women, I'll say most women, they have a choice. They just don't want to do it because, for whatever reason, women in 2025, for the most part, are backwards. They will do things that will make their life more difficult, and then they will complain about their life being more difficult. And doesn't that actually prove that they control the terms of every relationship if they want to? Right?
Well, I think it comes down to if she feels like she has the option, right? So I was granted the option. When I married my husband, he was
Mhm.
able to afford for me to be a stay-at-home wife. Now I still was finishing my education while I was a stay-at-home mom, but he said, "If you don't wanna work, don't work." And I said, "Oh, well, I'll take that route." And I was able to cook, and I was able to do all of those things, and I was the soccer mom, and I was,
Mhm.
you know, I remember sewing my daughter's, Halloween costume when, one year, like, and made this big, train for her whatever, but, like, I was able to do those things because I was afforded the option to do so, but I don't know
Yes.
if every woman feels like she has the option if that is there. I know more women are more likely to take time off, the first few years, at least from my experience. I don't know what the going rate is. I know some women might just do that 8 weeks, like 8 weeks postpartum, after having a baby, and then they go right
Yes.
back to work. I don't understand why I would never be able to do that. But I don't shame anybody for doing it either. If that's the decision that they made for their family and that's what's best, then pardon me, so be it. But I think the bigger houses are the bigger problem. I think keeping up with the Kardashians is a big problem. I
Yes.
think the consumerism, materialism, all of those things are part of the bigger problem. I don't think it's necessarily that women run relationships. I think that people are just money driven and credit card happy to where it's not even they don't even afford themselves the option to not work. Now they have to because they want to keep up with the Kardashians.
So, Sarah, who controls 80% of consumer spending?
I will agree, women do that, but
That's what
also
I'm
you have
saying.
to remember
Mhm. Go
here's
ahead.
why though, think about it. Women do most of the grocery shopping, we take the kids shopping, if your husband needs new underwear and he just refuses to give us up
Absolutely.
the holy underwear, we'll go and buy it for him, we go and buy the suits for him.
Yes.
We are the ones buying all of the main, day-to-day things. We always have been because that's
Yes.
been our sole purpose is to like, you give me the house and I will fill it with the things we need,
But
right?
but there's the thing, you don't have to do it anymore. Like, for example, like, you probably are familiar with the WNBA complaining about not getting paid
Oh,
what
that
you
is
owe us, right?
stupid.
If
That is
woman,
just
you see what I'm
straight
saying? If woman
stupid.
woke up tomorrow and decided, you know what, we are going to make the WNBA the richest woman on the planet, they could. They have enough people, they have half of the population, and they control 80% of the consumer spending. So you know what happens when my girlfriend comes to me and says, Fatty, oh my God, Fatty, let's support this woman, Fatty. No, I'm a masculine man. You will never see on the WNBA. No coochie dollars. Okay, baby, what
No
game do you want to
coochie
see?
dollars.
What game do you want to see, baby? We're going to see Angel Reese. We're going to see Caitlin Carr. If women have so much power and so control that they could make Captain Marvel the most iconic, the most money-making movie in the history of mankind if they decided to. They just don't want to because once again they have the option, and they, for whatever reason, they don't gravitate towards those things. But they surely have the option to do it. So it's not about the fact that you're actually spending, it's about the fact that you have the option to don't like to not do it. 80%, you could do 50. It's fine. You could, but women nowadays, they are not looking for survivor. For survival, they're looking for luxury. So
Mhm.
it's not just having the white picket fence and the dog and all that. They want the trips to Paris. They want to have change cars every 5 years. They literally say, I can do bad all by myself. You getting $50,000 and getting another man gets you $50,000, an extra pair of arms and legs and all that will make your life way easier than it was if you are by yourself. But the reality is, once again, women are being conditioned to be individuals. And as soon as you start telling no, they will find somebody that will tell them yes. And this is why, like, some relationships have reasons for, like, a woman just say, I'm not going to be here anymore. Because either you're like, if I was the wife of the Coldplay dude, I'll try to get $500 million from him because I think I deserve it now. You kind of embarrass me in public, right? But for the most part, women are leaving because they feel like it. And my problem with this, and this is what I actually, on the last time I was debating here with another lady, I was asking if Sarah can have two jobs, be a YouTuber, come home, take care of their kids, do all these things, and you are complaining about it. Go ahead and find the husband so you can have to pay less bills. You have to work a little bit. You can work a little bit less. Now you have an extra person in the house trying that can go outside and play with the dog instead of you going outside at 3 a.m. in the morning and have to just be with the asshole because he wants to pee. Like, having a man, especially a competent man in your house, will solve a tremendous amount of problems. But they rather clean for themselves, work for themselves, cook for themselves, and do everything by themselves than actually have to tolerate to be with a person that a lot of times is going to say no. And most men don't say no like that, like you said. Most men are benevolent. Most men will die for their woman. So at this point, when relationship occur, men are coming in from a point of view of starvation. You are my baby, you are the only one. Women are coming from a point of view of abundance. And we know for a fact the person that loves the most loses. The person that cares the less wins. Because the person that cares the less has all the power to maneuver the other person left, right, up, and down. While the person that loves you the most is always going to have to apologize. Is always going to bend their back to kind of uh, love you. They're always going to be the person that is going to use the okay, I'll concede as a tool to resolve conflicts on relationships. And for the most part, that's men. Go ask men how many girlfriends they had where they were not the ones initiating sex. They were not the ones going, baby, I know we have a problem. Can we fix it? That's most relationships. Men going after woman and begging for her to be good with him because he loves her so much, and she kind of understands what's going on, and she says, I don't have to. I truly don't. So I'm saving some things I want to say for the open panel, but for the most part, we have to look at relationships for what they are. Either the feminists are wrong, the red pill are wrong. We have to be pragmatic about it. If Fatty wanted to have a relationship tomorrow, Fatty is a bad example because of the play or of the country that I'm at. I have the financial advantage, right? But for the average man and the average woman, they will only get into a relationship if the conditions of the girl are all met. And if they are not met, she will find somebody that will give her the conditions that she wants.
I mean, wouldn't you have the same conditions and standards for yourself too?
Uh, yes, because I actually grew into these men. If you catch me fatty post a pre-pandemic, I will be into great trouble because I am a simp by nature. I like to treat my woman like a princess, just like I like to treat my friends like a prince. The like good friends. I like to treat them. If I go to a restaurant and I'm with my parents, I like to pay. Make brings me joy. The same with them with my friends. I'm fighting with them to pay. I like to take care of people. I just know that woman know man so much better than man or woman that now they abusing it because they know because I'm a gentleman and I feel good about taking care of somebody. Now they can even like they don't even have to put an effort on it because you make me feel good by me taking care of you. That should never happen at
But
all. And most
but if
men are that.
but if she's, if she, I don't know, starts doing things that are below your standards, you would break up with her, right?
Most men don't
Why?
because that's how they wired. Like most men, if men, Sarah, I'm going to tell you a secret. Men turn off their brain when they talking with women they like. When men meet women they like for example, there's no reason Clay Thompson being 6'8", having $300 million, having a great family and a great life, all of a sudden decides to date officially Meg the Stallion. But men, for whatever reason, every time they meet a woman that they like, they turn off their brains. That's what men do. And you probably can attest to these men that come on these panels and are very stoic and masculine and all that. And then you meet them on Discord, and then you meet them on the backhand, and then you meet them on WhatsApp, and then you're trying to schedule a meeting or something professional, and you see those men devolve into shit that you never saw in public in front of everyone. Because that's their nature. As soon as they see a woman they like, for whatever reason, their brain goes to shit. Like, for example, and I keep saying this to somebody that is going to come on the panel, right? Because he thinks he's big and strong, but I'm stronger than him, and I'm going to, right? You keep using logical entanglements to understand and like to talk about women when women are not logical at all. Why would you come try to talk about logical entanglements and this is the logic of a woman and da 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 when you know for a fact that with woman up is down, left is right. When you say baby you have a problem, no, I don't. Yes, you do. You just don't know how to say it. When you say I'm not angry, but then I bring food home and you're eating on my motherfucking fries when I told you I was going to bring like women are not logical at all. They are logical when they're doing their jobs. They are logical when they're outside of the house and they are mayors and they are teachers. That's when women are logical. Put a man that woman like in front of them, and all that logic goes to shit. And now is you a logical man try to understand a woman logical by your logical lenses, and now you're crying on YouTube because your relationship failed and women are bad and you didn't deserve what you got. It makes no sense. So
Well, and ladies and gentlemen, I did drop the link to the panel. It is now pinned in the chat. If you want to hop backstage, we're going to open it up here in just a few minutes. Well, I mean, wouldn't most people, especially when it comes to a relationship, because we have feelings involved, like for instance, Fatty, you and I go pretty far back, but when it comes to us and like business transactions, like in terms
mhm,
of setting up a show, working through stuff, like I feel like we maintain pretty logical
yes,
conversation. We maintain like there's a arm's length, right? And I
mhm,
feel like I have this with all of my content creators that I operate with. Like there's an arm's length. We're
yes,
gonna keep it professional. We're gonna talk around this way and that and work through setting up and doing this, but we're not like entangled in emotions. We're not like in love with each other. We're
yes.
not
It's
mad
business.
at each other. It's business,
Mhm,
right? And we all make business decisions based on that because we can, because we don't have our emotions entangled in it.
yes.
Although there are some people out there that do get very emotional.
Mhm,
Um, but then if let's say Fatty, if you and I were in a relationship and we did have emotions involved, like there are points in time where male or female, I feel like your emotions can get in the way of your logic in most case scenarios, especially when
yes,
it's hot and heavy, you're mad, you're angry, you're happy, you're excited, you're sad, like all of these things, like these emotions come to the forefront.
yes.
And some people, what we do is just fail to remove the impulse of acting on emotion, and we fail to give ourselves the ability to step back and put that arm back in the way for a hot
Correct?
minute. But what I will say is I think women are better at, once they've taken the time to make the decision to leave you, we will
Mhm.
sit in that moment and we will wait and see if anything gets better. But we've already made our decision. And I think that that's actually a very logical standpoint, because you're kind of like, I'm gearing down, I'm turning off the emotions, and I'm putting my arm's length up with you so that I can watch you from a distance and see if, like, I can remove my emotions from this scenario and see what happens. And 6 months later, that's why we just leave. And it doesn't even phase us that we just left you, because we shut off our emotions
Mhm.
6 months ago because we wanted to see the logic and practicality of the relationship. I think we are better at that.
Yes. So the thing about women is that is all or nothing. Is a zero sum game for them. If they feel for you, if they love you, if they like you like that, they will sleep on barbed wire with you. If they don't like you anymore, a butterfly can come by and she says, "It's a sign of God. I'm leaving." That's
Uh,
what that's
I don't know.
woman.
I think like women think a little more complex in that nature. And I think that we have lists. Okay, we have lists and boxes where things are being placed,
Mhm.
and when you continue to do something that hurts us, and we ask you and we say, please don't do that, that hurts me, um and then you continue to do it, it's like we just keep adding tallies to the, like, I'm leaving game, right? Like, because if I already asked you to stop doing something and you continue to do it, then that tells me that you don't love me enough, or you don't respect me enough, or you don't care about our relationship enough to respect the one thing that I said, please stop doing that. That hurts me.
Yes, but the thing is, if you like me, you're not leaving. There's nothing logical
Why?
about that.
Well, okay, but if you like me,
You
you'll
will rob a
stop.
bank with me if you like me. No, that's
If
the thing.
you like me, you
But
wouldn't want to
Sarah,
hurt me, right?
but
Would you?
not. But
Okay, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
yes.
If you loved someone, would
Mhm.
you purposefully go out of your way to do something that you 110% know will hurt them?
Yes.
And it will 110% increase your risk of her leaving you.
Yes. I will do. I will do something. Yes, I will absolutely do it. That's human nature. Like
You
you do a bunch of things that can hurt your parents if they knew. You still do it. You do a bunch of things that can hurt your friends if they knew it. You still do it. You know, like humans are going to do things that are going to hurt deeply other people around them, and it doesn't matter that that I don't love my dad. Sometimes I disobeyed my dad. I stole Game Boys when I was a kid. I was missing school sometimes, and I deeply love my dad and my mom.
Yeah,
But
that's a
I'll
child
sometimes
though. That's a child. We
no no
expect a
no no.
child to act like an asshole.
Absolutely, but that doesn't stop. You might contain it, you might flip it, but how many white collar people are stealing money right now, or creating a bunch of people to go bankrupt and to lose their houses? And if their parents knew exactly what it was, they will be very disappointed at them, and they still do it. We
Yes,
do
and those people
things,
go to jail.
but no,
Like,
but
well,
that's the thing.
they can, right? So if
They
if it gets found out, they can go to jail, and then
they-
those are the consequences of their actions. So I say, in a relationship, if you do
Mhm.
something, and this is where,
If you
I
don't
mean,
catch me, it didn't happen,
like,
right?
well, but if I do,
And that's the
like
point.
the
I still did it.
CEO at the Coldplay concert, he
Still did it.
got, like, that was right out in front of the world, and that's embarrassing, and that's shameful, not only to your wife but to your children,
Why do you think he did it?
because he was stupid.
Not like it's proximity. I have $1 billion. I am tall. I have all this power. I could be fucking any woman in the planet I want, and I decide to have an affair with a 49-year-old woman that looks worse than my wife.
Oh yeah,
Why?
she looked rough,
Because I
man.
can. And that's what human beings do. I will divorce this dude to take off of his shit because I can. I will be fucking on this woman and selling her dreams and do everything and anything because I can. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. And when men and women think they can get caught, when men and women think they don't are not going to face the consequences of their actions, they definitely go ahead and say, "I'm not happy," leave, and then go and get the next man that actually does. It's inevitable. And you're talking about the point.
I don't even think it's a matter of happiness, though. I mean, I look at it as, like, if you were cheating on me,
Mhm.
that goes against the very vows that we took in church, right? And to me, like if you're not
Nobody
willing
cares
to,
about vows.
well, okay, well then that's a problem, right? And that's the reason I divorced, because the adultery was just not like, that's not to me. And if like one time's a mistake, two time, okay, we're pushing some boundaries here, but multiple times, and I'm saying, like, we took this vow, we honored each other, this is
Mhm.
our family, and you stressing me out over this stuff and me finding out, and it's embarrassing when other people are messaging you and doing this kind of stuff. That's embarrassing and that's shameful and that stresses me out. Now, can I be a good uh like emotionally available mother to my children when I have the worries of what my husband is doing eating at my back? Certainly there's a time where you can try to kind of cut that, right? And you can
Yes.
try to do your best, but I don't think as a mother you can be at your best when the father of your children is doing things to harm the family and doing things to risk our lives, our situation,
Do
our
you think he
scenario,
didn't
like
love
what
you?
we have. Um, I know
There's
he
no way you think he didn't love
loved
you.
me. I think
Yes.
he loved me, but I think he loved himself too much. I think he loved himself more than he loved us, right? Because to me, I looked at it as like we took these vows and this is what we promised each other and in front of God, in front of our family, with a priest. We went through all of this stuff to get married. Like
Yes.
we didn't just run to the courthouse. We didn't just run to Vegas. We didn't have like a destination wedding. Like we went through our church, like the church I grew up in and the church he grew up in, and we did a whole big thing and it was meant to be forever, right? And
Hmm?
then you shit all over that like it
Do,
means
do,
nothing.
do you think he will die for you?
Probably, yeah.
And that's what I'm talking about. Woman should know better. The woman should know man at this point. The same way I'm expecting my woman to every now and then be an emotional wreck and to be a little bit like just
But
out
but
of
in
pocket.
all of
Y'all should
that
understand men at this point.
but in all of that, it was causing a lot of damage on me. And I
I understand.
couldn't continue being a mom for my babies
Yes,
because I was an emotional wreck because my
yes,
husband was doing this to us,
yes.
right?
But
And
it's expectations, and this is what I'm talking about. Is expectations. The billionaire dude
why
is
why why should you not have that kind of expectation? He
because
wouldn't if
it's
I went and did it, wouldn't he
because
be
there's an
upset?
expectation of woman to
Right.
actually. That's the first reason why we are with y'all, because we don't want anybody to have you. I am willing to die for you. I'm willing to break my back and to work X hours to make sure that everybody is okay. I'm not willing to have the same coochie for the rest of my life. It's 40 years, 50 years we're going to be together, and that is not going to happen. I understand if I leave in a woman because she's an emotional wreck, I will find another woman that sooner or later is going to become that. It's
But
just a matter of
but
time. So why
but
am I leaving you when
but
I'm going to find somebody that
when
is doing the
we
same?
went through all the church stuff, that particular thing was brought up, and I said, "That's an absolute no-go," and he agreed with it as well.
Yes,
That was our vows. That was a promise. So the expectation was set before we even said "I do."
absolutely.
And if you make that promise and you make that agreement, I think that 110% you are I don't I do you break promises, Fatty?
Yes. I break promises to myself. Why will I not break promise? Every day I say, I've been saying I'll go to the gym January 1st. We are on July, whatever. I started to go to the gym. This was the first time in 4 years I went to the gym 3 days in a row. It's been pandemic. I don't know how many years. I break promises to myself. I can't trust myself 100%. Why should you trust myself 100%? Woman will always, I will always love you forever. How many men, like the man and the woman in the chat, how many women and men you said I will love you forever and you fell out of love and you didn't love him anymore? Are you a liar? Are you a bad person? No, you are a human being. Sometimes you like people until you don't. Sometimes you tell lies to people. That's life. And you can give me the sanctimonious, perfect world where nobody lies to each other and all that. But for the most part, liars are getting rich, liars are getting the woman, liars are getting promotions, while the sanctimonious, the goody goody two shoes that don't adjust expectations to this world are being stepped on and are being left. So I'm not recommending nobody to go ahead and to lie to people. What I'm saying is that once you have expectations, that a man that is attractive to you, so he's probably attractive to a bunch of other women, is going to be faithful to you for 40 years old. I would say you have all the right to leave him if he actually does something like that. But in reality, you're just going to leave that man for another man that probably would do the same thing if he had the opportunity to do it. So just go ahead and pick your poison. Be alone forever, or just your expectation.
Then I'll be happy with my doggies. If no man can ever keep that
Absolutely.
promise.
Yeah.
I've got a full backstage hanging out back there. Plumpy sending in not one, but two gifted Raging Tomato memberships. And Zachary, off the tongue in cheek, Sarah, do you have a translator? I can often understand other languages, but not those that also have a speech impediment. Put it on 0.75 speed. It'll slow it down. Fatty does
It's
talk fast, but you can learn to understand him once you learn to acclimate to it. All
and the
right, are we
thing
ready? Hmm?
and the thing is, it doesn't eat enough coochie. That's why it doesn't understand me. Eat more coochie, sir. You will come in and you will start to understand my language
Is that how
very
that
soon.
works?
Yeah,
All
and
right,
he's have to hear me like 3 times, and he's like XQC. It's difficult on the first 2 tries, but the third is a charm. He just slips in.
third
Go
time's
ahead, Sarah.
all right. Well, let's go ahead and we'll get the panel opened up and we'll have some fun. If you do want to join the panel, the link is pinned at the top of the chat. If you're too much of a tard to figure that one out, just ask the wrenches. They're happy to assist. All right, here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you've all been here before. I'm actually disappointed in the chat right now. Number one, there's only 74 likes and over 160 of you watching. I'm very disappointed. You know, I know that I skipped Thursday. Forgive me. I was in a lot of pain. But I mean, you don't have to be mean about it. Hit the fucking like button. It's free. It won't hurt you. And then secondly, the super chat, the coochie currency dono goal has been sitting up for quite some time, and you're not matching it. So at least, I mean, I could shut down. We could all
What is
go to bed.
coochie currency? I missed that.
That was Fatty said that women
Gucci
have
dollars.
the coochie currency
Yes.
that speaks all around the country, and it is what we utilize as our ploy for everything. So please feel free to add to the coochie currency.
Yes.
Or just say hello or fuck off. And don't forget, the same rule applies as well for booting people, except for Fatty. You can't boot him. Not yet. Not yet. Mel's Bells for your membership on whoever's side that came in on. I don't know whose it came in on. And then look, Fatty going ahead and donating for the coochie dollars, setting the precedence here. Be like Fatty and, give your coochie dollars out. Okay. All right, panel. Marte, you were first backstage. I knew you were going to feed into this one. Go ahead. You are muted, by the way.
And before you, Marte, go, thank you very much to all my gay friends for pulling up. I appreciate y'all. Let's have fun.
So, Fatty, I see you've been evading me from this Uber Eats thing. But anyways, I'm not going to talk about this because you've been running, ducking, and dodging me the whole time, just like you're moving your head right now. Women have to plead to men all the time for things, whether it be protection or anything else. Women are not leading relationships, like you say. When you talk about emotions, all these other things are conditional, whether or not what we want, whether or not what men want. What men wants is way more superior at the end of the day because we can get what we want. Now, granted, the only reason why you have any kind of weight in this argument is because all this is being handed to women. From who? From men. not from women to other women. This is handed to women from men, which means that we are the ones that are leading any relationship. If you ask any woman in a relationship, if you ask them, do I want a man to follow me or do I want to lead a relationship? Most women will hypothetically tell you in every scenario, I want a man that can lead, that has more money than me, more power, all these other. They're always going to plead to a higher source of power than them. They don't want to be the ones leading relationships, creating men that they have to resent. This doesn't happen. What kind of crazy hypothetical world are you suing this from?
It was not predictable at all that you would bring the force doctrine, whatever.
Oh, God,
it was not predictable at all. I wasn't expecting that. Right? So, Marte, I'm going to ask you a question, right? Who is the most powerful person in the planet?
Me.
Person?
Yes.
Are you talking about individual?
Yeah,
personhood? What
is the most powerful person in the planet? A name. Give me one name. Kobe Bryant.
I would say Donald Trump. I'd say Donald Trump. Figurehead, a mascot we call to.
Okay. Can men take the power from him tomorrow if they wanted to?
Of course.
So that means that nobody has power.
Hold on. This
is the ridiculous part about this conversation.
Now let me finish. Other men.
Let me finish. Y'all stop at woman. You can stop at you can go Arnold Schwarzenegger, John Jones, Jeff Bezos, Donald Trump. If women don't have power, because men can literally take the power away because they granted them power. Even Donald Trump, who is the most powerful person in the planet, he doesn't have no power because if men decide tomorrow that they want to take them the power, they remove it. We don't live on a motherfucking or organic society where it is the strong of the. We live in an artificial society. So the same way you can say that Donald Trump has a tremendous amount of power, that Jeff Bezos has a tremendous amount of power, that a raggedy 80-year-old billionaire that is literally one day from dying has more power than any strong man. Women have power in relationships because we artificially gave them power to be the strongest, the meanest, and the motherfucking most ruthless people on earth. So it doesn't work. They have power because you live on an artificial society and you concede power to all the people that you deem powerful for whatever reason. So
Patty, you're missing one.
Don't talk to me from a point of view of relationships. Don't talk to me from a point of view of a society, idealistic society where nobody has power because all power can be taken away.
The whole thing, Patty.
And before you go, Marte, number one, while I read, hold on, Marte, while I read these, I want you to check your mic settings. Lynn's coming in with a big 5, not coochie currency, but hi, Sarah, a good stream. I'll take that. That's fair. And then Nuke says, fine, quit bitching. I will pull out the nagging. If you want me to do that, I usually don't nag a whole lot on here, but I can and I will if you all don't hit that goal. All right. Okay, back to you, Marte.
Can women take away power from men? From all men? Because what you're doing is you're creating a kind of a monolith.
A woman, yes. Is that a question? A woman can take power from a husband. Sign right here, baby. I will love you forever.
Hold on, no.
Yeah.
Women, hold on. If men banded together, all men or a group of men who are monopoly of force, more powerful than this woman, do this. Who creates the law? Men do.
If my mom
enforces the law, men do.
If my grandma had balls, she would be my grandma.
Force, which is men, not women.
But men don't do that.
Marte, I think you're coming in on your laptop audio. Check your mic settings and make sure it's plugged in.
Let me check my mic setting. Hold on, let me fix.
So Marte, and this is I love you, brother, but this is you talk from a point of view of idealism. If men do this, if women do that, if society did that, if I don't care about idealism, I care about reality. Man will not bend for nothing. Meg the Stallion is fucking everybody, put false allegations on Trey Songz, got caught with everybody, cheated on her best friend, and as a reward, she got a 6'8", $300 million basketball player. Respectfully, men are not going to bend for shit, especially for women. So let's talk about reality. Let's not talk about something.
Who is she pleading to during this whole process?
Men.
What was the question?
Who is she pleading to during this whole process to do this?
Nobody. He's the one being the lapdog. No, he's the one being the lapdog.
She's not pleading to men, a group of men who create the law, design the law, and enforce the law on her behalf. This is all men.
So that's the point. If your wife can go to those men to make you bleed, to take your kids away, to take your house away, to take your resources away, if she can go to social media and put false allegations on you, and now you're losing contracts and you're losing your livelihood and you're ostracized for society, isn't that a tremendous amount of power to have?
No. Who's she pleading to? Daddy. Who's daddy in this equation? Who's daddy?
No, it's Marte.
Your argument is that this women can just plead to men to do shit for her. Dude. That's what his point is.
That's not
what you're saying.
Hey, sir, with the coochie. Hey, Marte, give me just a second. Start with the coochie ad, right? With the scene. If your woman doesn't want to give you sex and she doesn't want to cook, is there anything you can do, Mr. Manly Man?
Yeah, I can divorce her if I want to.
Oh, you have to leave, so you have no power.
That's still I do have the
No,
power.
you have no power.
Patty, this knife cuts both ways. What are you talking about?
Yeah, this goes both ways.
It doesn't go both ways, because if you leave her,
making Patty, it doesn't make any sense. So back to this, which you've never been able to reconcile. Who is she pleading to enforce this law on her behalf?
She's pleading to the group.
It's irrelevant.
The group
of who? A group of
it's irrelevant.
Just the group. Just the group. There's men and women in every aspect. But what you're pointing out is that the group is more powerful than the individual.
Yeah,
and you're trying to call it the group of men.
But you gotta loosen up a lot.
Has there been a group of women that we've ever appealed to enforce anything? Historically,
I haven't seen one. I'm sure there is one, but regardless, the male-female dynamic is not okay. Is there any man?
It doesn't exist historically in society.
Is there any man who's more powerful than a group? Never.
Of course, we have weaponized guns, all this other shit at our disposal. It just depends.
Okay. So equalize the weapons if both sides have of course not. What you're pointing out is group power.
I understand you're reducing the right. Nobody has power over the group, but who's the group conscripted of? Who's the group mostly of? Men.
It's conscripted of everybody.
You can't get away from this. So even if it's one man and 5 groups of women, that one man is going to be powerful than 5 women.
But this hypothetical in which there's a group of women, it is not reflective of reality.
Okay, real quick. Powder Dusty, let me ask you.
We've literally seen cage matches of one guy versus 2 women.
Right, that's an artificial constructed reality. In reality, that's not artificially constructed. You don't see people grouping up by sex.
Hold on, flow state. Would you replace the entire military of the United States with women, and do you think it would work just as well?
No, I think it would work worse.
Oh, why is that?
Because women aren't as physically strong as men.
Oh, so men are the ones who have the monopoly on physical force?
We're talking about relationships.
Well, I mean, gentlemen, realistically speaking, if it weren't for the women who support you guys in all of those roles, half of you wouldn't even know where to show up and when and who to call when you need them.
That's the motivator, too. That's the coochie.
Yeah, we just have women
or whatever, right?
We have men
for what?
These other women
Marte, what is wrong with your mic? Did we try to fix this? What is going on with it?
Marte, I think you go to the settings, and pick the correct microphone. You're using the laptop microphone.
With all of his strength and power and manliness, he still can't figure out a fucking microphone until a woman tells him to do it.
And I tried to be quiet about it and put it in the back chat so I wouldn't embarrass you, but that kind of sat back there for a while.
And friends, the reality is this, right? You are right now on a show run by a woman. If she wants to kick you to the Sparta pit and say, this is Sparta, you going. There's nothing you can do about it. You can cry to YouTube. You can do nothing. This is an artificial society. I know y'all come from a place where somebody very popular keeps talking about the men give you power and all that shit, but the society that's actually artificial. So if Donald Trump has power, if Warren Buffett has power, if Jeff Bezos has power, if Chris Brown has power, if all these men have power, and you concede that power, even though that power might be taken away if the powers that be want to, you have to admit that women have power, because in society, on a constraints of a relationship, as soon as you have a kid by her, as soon as you sign the dotted paper, as soon as you live with her, that woman, by law, has more power than you.
That wasn't always the case.
Can I get a quick word in? Can I get a quick word in on this?
Sure, go ahead.
I mean, one of the reasons Fatty is super right. Sorry, this was off. But I can get pissed because I read the news, or I read Donald Trump's, very stupid book. He talks about winning in competition. Maybe I had a bad day at work. It is hard enough to find a person to live with in normal circumstances to be consistent, happy with all this stuff. And so like it sounds so weird to say, well, I as a male have power in these situations. Over the fuck what? Honestly, Steelborn, what do you have power over in any situation if you're not even being honest about like actual goal achievement, actual discipline, actual like just managing like male emotions and all this stuff? It doesn't make sense to me, dog.
I'm changing
in the
sides
relationship.
now.
No offense.
Is this in the confines of in my relationship?
Yeah, they were
I
talking
mean, you
about
said
Yeah.
that you at least have the power. You said you have the power to divorce a woman if you're in a marriage.
You can.
And
That's an option.
so-
or the other option is I can tell her to shut the fuck up, and she does.
That's not
I
the
give her
power.
everything she ever asked for.
That's not
Well,
the
you
power.
should be the fuck off the panel then. If that's your actual attitude, you
That's
shouldn't
not the
fucking be
power.
on the internet.
I answered the question.
Let me ask a question. Maybe Marte, this one would be maybe directed towards you then. Why is it that men go through the hoops to work towards their careers, make their money, be able to buy a house, be able to provide, be able to do all of these things? Why did they do that?
Coochie dollars.
Because it's indicative of
For their children.
fatherhood. So the
It's
reason
for
why it's
pussy.
indicative
Don't lie to us. We know it's for pussy.
If it was,
So-
It's because it's a fucking fart.
It's
So
cheaper
that-
therapy.
Yeah, Mike.
Well,
Can
I
you hear
mean,
me, Mike?
because and let me preface, okay, because I know like the average 22-year-old man
Here.
is perfectly content with a lawn chair and a TV, a PlayStation, and an apartment. Spicoli, your mic sucks. Your mic sucks right now, Spicoli. Hold on. The 22-year-old man is perfectly content with ramen noodles, a lawn chair, TV on the floor, air mattress on the floor, and sharing a crappy apartment with like 5 other dudes. They just don't care, and I commend them for that. But the minute that they start dating a woman, why do those things suddenly change?
Because they want children.
I actually had an answer, but I got interrupted the whole time. So when we have fatherhood as the spectrum of what we look at, what do we do with brides? We give them away to the husband because he's now assuming a father role. So when we look at women, we are now assuming this role as the protectorate class of a new woman. We now supply financial care for a woman. We now supply protectorate class like physicality on behalf of women to defend women. So it goes well for men to protect other women and provide as well too. We protect other men in society as well too. We never see women assume this role of being the protectorate class unless there's a gun or another equalizer. It doesn't really happen in society. They're dismantled 65% of the time when they do have this. So we could throw that argument out. But when we see this, it's fatherhood because we're embodying the father in any relationship. And there's a lot of pride in that.
It's not
And-
fun.
Better
Let me-
question.
That's mad.
Hold on, let me interrupt. There's a few super chats that came in that I'd like to get through. Hold on, Spicoli.
Do you have bounty, Sarah?
Hey, hold on just a second.
Yes, everybody to you.
Spicoli, jump out and then leave the backstage and come back in. Your mic, it sounds like you're talking through a fishbowl, and I don't know why. So try jump out and jump back in, okay?
Can we get women to fix these men's mic problems?
I know, you guys are killing me. Evan Lord, who's here on panel as usual. We love Evan over here on these streets. Power resides where the people think it resides. Varese?
Varys.
Very.
Sorry if I
Varys?
misspelled it. Like a lot of
That's
stuff.
okay. The Spider, Game of Thrones. Fatty is cooking. Do you want to
Thank you.
expound on that a little bit?
Like I think if you look at things individually, like Fatty is very right, but I think if you look at things in a more practical aspect, leadership is very stressful. And when you look at just between like the two sexes of which person can embody stress more, that's why I think men tend to take the leadership role in relationships because I feel like most women don't want to be in that position because it's very mentally taxing and it's not something that someone would want to choose to do. So I'd say like that's like a very big portion of like women have like a lot
Can
of
I piggyback
power.
on that?
Mm-hmm.
So I am happy to hand over the reins to somebody who I can trust to take the reins. So for instance, when I lost that trust in my husband in like several different occasions, like the more trust I lost in him to take the leadership role and make those decisions, the more I started to take over that space on my own, right? So, and I think it's reasonable for women to do that, because if we don't trust you, we're not gonna. Why would I follow somebody I don't trust? So long as he's competent and capable, and he is continue. This is why women are good at shit testing. You guys have heard of shit tests, I assume. We shit test the fuck out of you. We will drive you up a freaking wall and ensure you can't break, because if I can break you, then so can any other dude. And if I can watch another, if I know if I can push those buttons.
Yeah, but when we shit test you back, all of a sudden it's abuse.
Shit testing.
No, I'll take a shit
Call I
test
drop
any
you for
day.
10 minutes.
Sarah, but I'm not that tough of a guy, right? I'm a left.
Let me say one thing
real quick, Fade, real quick. I'm not that tough of a guy, Sarah. You guys would say I'm a leftist. I'm a soy boy. Maybe if I'm getting shit tested, I'm happy doing a little bit more than I'd want to. I'm happy doing a little bit more than I'd want to, because that's the right fucking answer. Jesus Christ.
You're very feminine. Nate, you're very feminine.
I drop you for $10. Please come back in.
Sorry, hold on. I was getting.
And he's euros, so he's not $10, like 13. So drop him for 13 minutes.
That's my life.
Yeah, I'm trying to be fair.
Yep, Spicoli, you got 10 minutes in the back, baby boo.
Yes. So Sarah,
and then hold on, let me read just a couple more. They're not shifting. Lumberjack. I went on my Thursday evening off. I saw Lumberjack was live. If you guys want real estate advice, property management advice, he is the guru. He's been here before. Him and Millennial Mike, we love them. A great community over there. I highly recommend you check him out. He says, to the best controller of chaos, Sarah, glad you are feeling better and continue to kick ass. Thank you so kindly. I do appreciate you. And Nate, Mr. Duck, can we give Nate some time in the back so he can fix
I got to
his
bounce, Sarah. Have a good night.
beard? Good night, Ducky.
Later, sir.
Damn, I had a question for him.
Oh, sorry. And then Powder Dusty sends in the big 10 for the box. Yeah,
we can keep going. You're reading me slow as shit. Let's go.
So Sarah,
I'm just saying you.
As slow as I fucking want.
That one's for me. That one's for me. Skip past me. Go faster.
So
Sarah, well done.
You,
that was literally the last one.
Jeez,
I
had a question for Fatty as well.
Let me just say this, right? Sarah just admitted what most relationships are. Notice her wording. I will allow you to lead me. I will give you the reins. And as soon as I don't like where you're going, I will take that shit back. He's just an Uber driver. Just because you're driving a car, that doesn't mean that you're leading relationships. She's a chauffeur. She's on the back. You are a chauffeur. You have to go her way and the destination she wants. And as soon as you are not going the destination she wants, she will leave the car and get another Uber to go to the place. So let me just say one thing, Sarah. Sarah, let me just say one thing, Sarah, and you got it. If you are the kingmaker, meaning you decide who can lead you, and you can take the crown away when they are not leading you the way that you want, who is actually the leader? The king or you? You are Cersei. You are controlling the reign without being the king. You will tell King Joffrey, go left and right. Any motherfucker is going to go left and right. The difference between a leader and a follower, when you truly lead something, these people can take power from you. That's what it is. A woman is not going to say, you're not going when I want to go. You're not my king anymore. No, you have to go ahead and do it off with your head. We don't have that power anymore because women, for whatever reason now, they are the queen makers. They decide if you are qualified enough to lead, and if they don't, they will leave your motherfucking stinky ass Uber, and they will get Bolt or whatever.
That's the way that leadership goes. Women, or not just women, people choose who to follow, right? So you follow. If she doesn't like it, she can jump off the train, but other people will get on.
Let me ask you this, Fatty: would you, if Dusty took a leadership role in a particular situation, would you just follow his role and be okay with it?
If he's more qualified than me, absolutely. No, but wait. But
that's how leadership works, right?
No. No. So
you can't walk in and declare yourself.
Let's rewind it. Let's rewind it.
I'm the alpha here, right? Like anytime anybody says that shit, they've lost it for sure. It's the same thing with leadership. It's chosen by the people that are following them, not by the person in charge.
But that's the point. But if this is what the artificial society is, You are going to choose the leaders, and you are going to choose the losers. You are going to choose the
But it's
winners.
not artificial. That's completely natural.
Yeah.
Like,
No. Our
Stillborn.
society, no, there's no way an 80-year-old obese man with swole hands and feet should be the most powerful man in the planet. I will smack the shit out of him if I.
So
If
you
he
were
was
back to forced
this
doctrine now
requirement.
too. You were just arguing against forced doctrine, and now you're for forced doctrine.
No, I'm not. That's the point. I believe in artificial power. Warren Buffett is 5'2" and he's worth $100 billion. If tomorrow he wants full state the 6'3" guy to disappear, you are gone. That's power. The same way with women. We gave this for whatever reason. We think that a piece of paper is worth $20. That's clearly artificial. If you amount as much as artificial coins as this currency we say, you are going to have all the power. Women have the laws, the courts, social media, TV, like they have all of it. Men have nothing.
So what you're saying is that we should take away no-fault divorce. That way it's a lot harder to get divorced. Women don't get everything in their divorce, right?
If you change the rules, men will have power and leverage again. With the rules that we have right now in 2025, men are donkeys. Men are.
Why would you take away no-fault divorce? As somebody who's had a no-fault divorce, I'm a big fan of it.
So is the only like natural society one where men get to just exercise their physical power? Is that what you're talking about?
No, all societies are artificial. On the Middle East, men have control over women because the laws, religion, social constructs, all the things that they have make men actually be on top of women. In the West, our artificial society puts women over men. So at the end of the day, you can be the righteous man, you can be the best man in the world, you can be orthodox, you can have a bunch of shit. And if that woman comes to YouTube and says, Marte did something to me, now Marte is streaming on Rumble. That's power.
What are you talking about? Lindsay's been saying that shit about me for 2 fucking years. Nothing happened.
And how many channels did you lose?
She still
How many
doesn't
channels did you
real
lose then?
He didn't lose it from that though.
Oh yeah, no, that was before.
What is a natural society then?
And by the way, that channel's back and remonetized again.
Let's go. A natural society is a society where it's survival of the fittest. Is where power is power. There's no ifs and but there's not artificial paper. There's not the cops.
Do you think
Might X right is the ideal society?
No, there's not the ideal society. There's a society that's not artificial. He's walking that. Everyone for themselves.
So what if men naturally create laws and regulations so that we get out of a might?
If I jack off behind this desk, I will be a predator. I'm not doing that. Like you keep doing the ifs. We are not talking about the.
No, I'm actually just challenging your position. I said, what happens when men naturally decide to create a structured society? You know, where they make laws and they enforce those.
Then
laws,
men will have power again.
Wait. Hold on. If they did it naturally? So is it an artificial society if they came to it naturally and they naturally decided to do this?
Being natural or not is different. If men band together, men will get power again. You know why men won't band together? Because they value coochie over themselves and they will never do it.
If you guys banded together, the first thing that I would do is turncoat and join the women and get all that
And fuck
coochie.
them all.
And use that coochie to convince more men to join me, and then I'd be the emperor of the world.
Absolutely. And this is the problem with these conversations is
You
that
think men can't deny pussy? That makes no fucking sense whatsoever.
I think that pussy is the most powerful motivating force on earth. Absolutely.
you wouldn't go to war for your wife, stillborn?
I would go to war for my wife.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, but I don't love my wife just for the sex. You realize that,
If
right?
she didn't have the coochie, you wouldn't even marry her.
You know, a funny thing about people going to war, I've seen a lot of women and their husbands went to war and they were fucking cheating like crazy.
He's not wrong. Army wives are kind of a.
So I just want to make sure I get this right, Fatty.
Military
Anytime
life.
a woman comes up to you and spreads her legs, you're just gonna take that opportunity, right?
If she's attractive
Straw
enough,
man. That's a straw man.
No, I'm asking. I'm
No,
asking.
it's fine. No, it's fine. If
necessarily
she's
have this
attractive enough and she's clean, I will definitely have fun with her. If a man came to
Cheating
you
on your wife in the process?
would you let him ride? Would you let him ride you?
What?
If a man came to you and he kissed you on your neck and he rubbed you on your leg, would you let him ride you?
No.
What if it was Andrew Wilson?
You see this. Why was your question relevant?
Because I heard you say in the debate that men can't deny pussies, which you kept saying over and over again. Men can't deny it.
No, sir.
I wrote it down.
No, sir. Men live
Then
in
it's real. Hey, he wrote it down, Fatty. You lose.
He wrote it
I'm
down.
not just making this up. I heard you say those exact words.
No, that's totally fine. So think about it, right? men live in scarcity when it comes to sex. Most men. It's fair? Is that fair?
No.
No.
Scarcity.
So I will flip it. The woman live in abundance when it comes to sex, meaning if they want to have it, they will have it in abundance.
Oh,
anytime
yeah.
soon.
Okay, now I get the question. Yeah, yes.
Not
I get it.
necessarily.
Fair to
Women are
compare.
the gatekeepers of sex, yes.
By the time that a woman fucks 100 men probably will fuck 1 or 2 women, unless they are top tier men. Is that fair to say?
No.
No.
So you are telling me that the average man and the average woman walking into a bar and asking to have sex, you are telling me that you can have a line of 100 women tomorrow if you wanted to?
Well, hold on. That's not the same as the first question.
Okay, no. Let's go by numbers. Can you pull 100?
That wasn't the first question, dude.
No,
You just changed it.
you wanted to walk me down. I walk with you. Let me walk with you too. Like,
Well, I'm just making sure. Keep the question the same. You just asked me. The first question was, if a woman has sex with 100 men, a man's gonna only have sex with 2 women in that same amount of time, and it's like, what? That doesn't even make any sense.
Somebody's having sex with these women, and it's probably
it's the same guys. You can literally go and watch the controversy right now with the T app, where the same woman are complaining about the same guys. 20 of them, red flag, white flag. I don't like it. So women are flocking towards a very specific type of man. Most of men live in scarcity when it comes to sex. So when you have the opportunity to have sex with a woman that is attractive, it's way more probable that you're going to have sex with that woman than that woman that lives in abundance and can have sex anytime, any day. Would that be a fair assessment?
So explain men who are virgins until marriage and they just don't want to have sex until they're married.
There's a rarity.
They didn't have enough
The
opportunity.
West, you don't live in.
No, they have opportunities. A lot of them.
Yeah, no, I don't believe that.
Marte, let's do a quick mic
I'm
check
one of
for
them.
you.
You're one of them?
1, 2. 1, 2. Can you hear me now?
You're both virgins until marriage by choice? That explains some things. Now, are you saying that, but I said that pussy is the most powerful motivator on earth. I didn't say that it was not resistible. Are you denying that it's a powerful motivator? Are you unmoved by pussy?
It would depend on the context.
Pardon
I
me
have
for
been
just a
so
moment.
far.
Noel, I see you back there. Absolutely fucking no. You are banned from here. You are a flasher. You are a channel ruiner. I don't tolerate that bullshit. No.
Only Sarah
absolutely
flashes on her
not.
channel.
Yeah. Okay, Guam Tech, and then I've got 10th Man and Steven Smith. You're gonna have to come up backstage for me real quick.
What's up, beautiful?
Hello, and let me read this super chat and I'll hand it back. Alamo says with a big 20, Fatty is right. Women are capable of being in societal roles that can negatively impact men. However, the force doctrine rules. The reason women are in that position is because of the benevolence, ignorance, naivety of men. Okay,
Thank
so where
you.
do we go? So where do we go with that? Are women just out of control because we can be, or are men just not taking the lead?
Women are out of control because they've abandoned the virtue of chastity.
What's funny is he brought up the T app, and a man runs T app. So whenever
Again,
talk
you
about
guys
the
missed the
pleading
point
to
so
men,
much. That's
regardless,
crazy.
in any role, Fatty, if we look at this, they're still pleading to men. If we're talking about groups of people that Powder Dusty was talking to, it's still men. You can't point to a singular group of women who overrule society or
It doesn't matter. It's
doesn't
always
matter.
the group. People are always, the group is the authority. So if you want to talk about what
Marriage
real power is, hold the fuck on, virgin. If you want to talk about real authority, it's not with force doctrine. It's with the ability to communicate and convince people.
No, it's still a force
It's
doctrine.
not.
It's a courts
Did
and rule
Andrew
of-
Wilson come to your house and say, "Hey, cuck to me"? Did Andrew Wilson go to Steelborn's house and say, "Buy my hat and name yourself crew member so that people know that you're affiliated with me"? No, you guys chose to do that on your own because he convinced you.
No, I actually did the crew member for the Raging Tomato,
Anyways,
actually,
back to
jackass.
this.
Why don't you just stop
It's still
asserting
men that
shit?
we have to plead to regardless. The T app that he brought up was built by a man regardless. So that proves your whole point
Hey,
wrong.
Marte,
on that.
who made
Go,
Tinder?
Daddy. Prove me wrong on that.
Who made Tinder, Marte? Who made Tinder? Was a man?
Look, you can name exceptions to the rule.
No,
if you
no, no.
want.
He was a man. No, Tinder. I'm playing with you. Was a man. Who has
telling
talked?
you.
No, sir. No, sir. Who, no, one
If
second, sir.
you want to
Sir.
use this conversation to somehow point
No,
to
that's
some,
not. That's not the point. That's not the point.
all you can
The
do is
point-
prove my rule.
No, but you are missing the point. You are missing the forest for the trees, right?
Enlighten
Just
me.
because-
I'm waiting to hear.
No, just because you create something doesn't mean that that something is used for like that you have the benefit of it. Just because men creating Tinder.
Irrelevant, Fatty.
Let me
Who do they appeal to?
no, let me finish my point.
Who
No, let me
enforces
the Tinder app.
No, Marte. Tinder literally shifted the power imbalance on relationships. I don't care if it's created by men. The fact
handed this over, they can take it in any
time. It's irrelevant. We're talking about dating. Marte, was there any point in history of mankind where there was not men in power, either by the church, by the state, leading their tribes? What, like, it's always been like this.
Yeah, always been men that women pleaded to. You're right.
Yeah, but there's the thing. What happens in your house, right? Has nothing to do with this man, because I can create Tinder as a man, and you say this is a W for man.
Moms are so benevolent and they're leading, like the leaders you should say. How come they're providing bad examples for societies? Their outcomes are horrendous to society. Men are leading for a certain reason. The reason why they're the best
they are greedy
is because women want this. They're literally driving men away sometimes, but that's a whole different argument.
But
so Tinder,
if men were leading, wouldn't we not be here in this position?
Who's eating chips in the microphone?
Yeah, who the fuck is making all that noise?
That's really annoying.
But Marte, if men were leading and they were leading the way men should be leading, wouldn't we not be in this very predicament where
the number one reason for divorce is very gray area-ish. It's like no fault. It's like I woke up, I was bored, I'm unhappy. It's because he was committed to his job more than me. Things like this. The number one
butterflies
you're
anymore.
just pulling that out of your ass.
Hold on.
Yeah,
you
no.
didn't answer the question. You didn't answer the question. Marte,
Number
hold
one
on.
reason
Hold
for
on. Hold on.
divert-
Hold on. Hold on. If men were truly the leaders that you always refer to that they should be, that women should follow, then why are we in the very predicament that we're in?
If you have a mutiny on your ship and you're a captain, would you stay on that ship, or would you want to die with these people that are just stubborn?
It's your ship. You're the captain.
Right.
Yeah.
It's your ship and you're the captain.
You find a new woman, you don't go gay or whatever. So, I don't even know how this is a good.
I don't know about that.
Oh yeah. What's
I'm
up,
just
man?
saying that if you can't be a leader unless somebody can't follow, so you're going to automatically abandon ship. And that's the thing, though. If you're stuck in a marital construct of a covenant, you're not going to stay. That's a good leadership trait to leave. When you don't have anybody that's going to follow, you're going to lead. Is that not a leadership call that we're making? It still is.
What you just said there.
Hold on. So you're saying if you're a captain of a ship and your crew is trash, then you would abandon ship?
No, what I'm saying is if your crew is rebelling against you and literally refusing to budge, you have no recourse.
You're probably a stuck ass.
You're a shitty leader. A shitty leader can rally. Okay, let me ask you this, Marte. Why is it, and maybe this would be kind of exemplified, why can I somehow manage to coordinate, accommodate, get along with people across the left to the right to the center to religious to atheist to all over the place? Why am I able to do that?
Well, women have this role in society, right? We have this whole role in society where you can't hit a woman, you can't disparage a woman.
Marte, this is my ship. This is my ship, Marte. Marte, this is my ship.
Well, Sarah, you said,
because you're based.
Sarah, you said about the ship, it's like
obviously,
but is it maybe he's a shitty leader? But how do you know that he really is a shitty leader? Maybe he's doing something unorthodox that actually
people are rebelling against him. He's a shitty leader.
If he's doing something unorthodox, then he's a shitty leader.
That's not true.
Explain communism.
A good leader guides you to the results. If you have to scream to people for them to do it, and they feel some type of way, and then they win the championship, you are still Phil Jackson. You are the 11th-time world champion. That's the reality. The problem with this artificial society is, once again, you can enforce your leadership like our great grandparents used to. So Marte actually is giving to the point. You are a great leader. That woman decides to choose you, and once she deems you that you're not a good leader, there's no enforcement mechanism to keep her there. Y'all are not fans of the force doctrine. Isn't that like
if
one of
you need an enforcement mechanism, it means you're a bad leader. That's not leadership. That's coercion.
Let me just finish.
Leaders aren't just there to
I was not done talking.
I was not done talking. Enough to take good ideas.
I was not done talking.
Hold on. I think Guam is driving, so there might be a
my question to the people that believe in that is that isn't that one of the main if you can enforce power, you have no power. Tell me, please, in the West in 2025, what can a man do other than leave, which is no power? It's just like me saying I have power because I was fighting Mike Tyson and I jumped off the ring and I didn't fight him, so I won, right? You have to explain to me, if the force doctrine is you only have power if you can enforce it, what can Marte do to enforce all the sex, the cooking, the cleaning, the sucking, the all? What is the power that Marte of any of these people have to enforce that that woman stays, do their job, is faithful, doesn't leave, and do all those things? What is the power that you have?
You
And
be
before you
enticing.
answer, Evan Lord with the Big Ten, men value women over men for reproduction. However, men are valued for their utility and for their ability to be a part of a hierarchy. Men run society, so women have fake power.
If I could just amend that last little bit,
Yeah.
I would say more elite men. I wouldn't say men as like a monolith.
Like men that live at home with their mama.
Yeah, I certainly have no power over anything.
Fair enough. And Kat says women bad. Bad women. Women bad. Okay, and back to you, Marte, to respond to Fatty.
Yeah, Fatty, I think you were kind of agreeing with me toward the end a little bit. So all I'm saying, though, is that I've coached many athletes because I'm also a coach as well, too. They're pissed at me when I'm doing their diet meal plan. Does that make me a bad coach? No, it doesn't. Sometimes we have to lead people to uncomfortable journeys to change. To not dive into the flesh, as we say. We're leading them away from this so they can be better people. Leaders are not comfortable creators.
Nobody said they were.
Comfort. We create discomfort so that we can look at Phil Jackson. Matter of fact, let me talk Fatty's language. Look at Phil Jackson. Was he always liked by this team? Probably not. They probably hated talking to him, but he was there for the betterment of the whole team. So just because you're not liked by a bunch of people does not mean that you're a bad leader.
Right. He was a good leader. That's why they didn't mutiny. That's why people stayed with him, because he provided the results that they wanted.
Well, you didn't
answer the question.
Well,
You didn't
even
answer
at
the
that,
question.
for the correction, just you don't have to be liked by all to be a good leader. You have to be respected. I have not liked all of my teachers. I have not liked all of my coaches. I have not liked my personal trainer. Like, I've not liked them in a lot of moments, but I still respected them and I still listened to them because I knew that they knew better.
Y'all didn't answer the question. This is what I'm talking about. You just come here with your pre-recorded, like no, stop. Like
you don't want me to still man your question properly.
No, I don't want to still man nothing. I want to answer the question.
Come back and answer the question then,
If you are a leader and you believe in the force doctrine because women can enforce their rights so they don't have them, please, Marte, answer me. If you are the leader of your relationship and your woman decides to not cook, not clean, not suck your dick, not do nothing, what is the enforcement mechanism that you're going to use to put your woman back doing what she does? Go ahead, explain that to me. Show me how powerful you are.
Okay, I'm going to plead to my church. We have a community that we have that's a communal setting. I would go through one of my fathers and plead to them, which is a man, a greater power force than we have at the home that will hold her accountable. Also, we have public shame, something that you secularists don't have. We have shame. We have communal relations.
How do we not have that? I'll shame the shit out of you for being a virgin.
Oh my God.
One second. Keep going.
Why
Marte.
can't you get pussy, man?
Hey, Paul, one second.
Yeah, see, look at that face you're making. You're ashamed right now. I'm a secularist using shame because you suck at women. You're gonna sit here a virgin telling me how to lead women.
Wait,
Fatty, pro athlete. Do you think I'm a virgin?
I think you're a virgin.
I also am a virgin.
Even if you were a virgin, I will hold it against you.
That doesn't get any pussy.
I don't care if you're a pro athlete. You can still be a virgin. You can still be an athlete and a weirdo.
You can point out the unicorns in the room, right?
Are you saying I'm wrong? Are you not a virgin?
I'll even say I had Cuba Gooding Jr. Cuba Gooding Jr. I was at the Blue Note up in New York one night for a famous trumpet players playing. Cuba Gooding Jr. was in the audience, and me and my friend were walking by, and Cuba Gooding Jr. starts stroking, rubbing. Oh, so soft. So this fucking weird as shit. Weird as shit. He's a fucking celebrity. He's, an A-lister, or was at one time. No, I walked by with the ick and made sure on my way back from the bathroom that we had security walk with us to ensure that that didn't happen on the way back, because that was fucking weird. You can still be an elitist, you can still be the athlete, you can still be the captain, and still be fucking weird, and no one
I agree.
would
We have,
be
we
like,
have Sarah, we're 2 weeks away from the Me Too movement right now as we speak.
So if Marte takes you to the church and he talks with the pastor and all that, can you say no? Can you say fuck you, fuck your pastor? I'm not sucking nothing.
Here's where it starts.
Can you do it?
Well, here's what I will say. Did we get married on those terms? Did we get married in the church? Are we both going to church together when we're dating? and
Every
when we
Sunday,
get married?
every
Then
Sunday,
yes,
Sarah,
then
every
I would put faith in that, and I would put trust in it, only because that is the preface of our marriage. Yes.
Fatty.
But can you,
unlike-
1 second, please.
Sorry.
We are not going to move. Can you say no and nothing happens to you?
Can I say no?
Yes.
Well, I mean, he could divorce me because
No. Can you say 1 second, Sarah?
Yeah.
Kenny goes and says, Pastor, this woman not fucking me. And he says, woman, you need to fuck him. And you say, you know what? No. I don't want to do it.
I don't actually. I wouldn't even say the
anything
pastor
happen
would
to you,
say
Sarah?
that. The pastor wouldn't say that anyways.
No, that's not the point. You guys go on hypotheticals all the time. And when I bring hypotheticals, y'all don't fix it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what I'm
crazy.
saying is,
Because it's a contradiction.
No, he's not. He's not a contradiction.
Yes, it's part of Christianity
Sir,
that you are
sir.
not to deprive your wife or
No,
husband
sir,
of sex.
sir.
It's part of the
Hey,
rules.
You know, I learned this on my show. I'm not going to ask questions.
Christianity
That
did
I'm
you
not going
learn?
to be honest with them, right? There's nothing you can fucking do. That woman can say no to you, and you have to leave her. You have to divorce her. You have to lose your shit. You have to lose access to your kids. There's nothing you can do on those confinements of the relationship.
Knife that cuts both ways.
So we are on the business of interrupting.
Thus can she, Fatty.
No, you got it. You got it. You got it.
Why is it power when a woman can divorce her husband, but if a husband divorces his wife, it's not power anymore?
Mia walks off with cash and prizes, and you don't, dummy.
Fatty.
That's why she can do it, because there's no consequences, and she will
Fatty, that
replace
doesn't even say
our
anything.
motherfucking
You
Marte
want to
next
do
day
what I
because
can
she
do.
can.
Goes
Yeah, do
both
you know why
ways,
men
Fatty.
don't want to divorce their
Nothing.
wives usually? It's for their children. Their children have better outcomes
No,
if
it's
they don't divorce
not.
their
Stop
wives.
polishing dudes' halos.
Fatty.
That's crazy. Can y'all engage in the conversation for 1 second?
So no, my
Bro, there's
answer would
just
be
so
no,
much- there's
Fatty.
so much-
I wouldn't like, if my husband and I are on the rocks and our relationship is shit and I'm not putting out, and he drags me to the church, to the priest, the pastor, whoever, and says she's not putting out, tell her that she has to put out because it says so in the Bible, and that pastor just says put out for your husband because God says you should do that, I would say absolutely not. There's way more to this than me just not putting out.
And you're Catholic.
That
too.
just makes it
And I'm
hotter.
Catholic.
Imagine
and
taking
I'm
some
Catholic.
issues
and
to a dude who doesn't have sex, like
I'm-
Marte.
My God.
I'm Catholic, and I'm telling you that that's
into
not the
somebody's claim.
that's the
You're
end
right,
all.
it
It's
is.
not the end all be all, because I
Surely.
truly think, and I say this as a preface, Fatty, I truly think that the priest would actually want to get to the crux of where the problem is,
Yes,
and not
but if
just
he
say
can do
put
it,
out.
Sarah,
But
That's exact-
my answer to your actual question is no. I wouldn't just put out just because the priest said put out.
You got to.
No,
You got to charm your woman.
Sarah's actually hitting on a really good point here that everybody is talking so much about power.
Hey,
Everybody's
I was-
talking about so much about power and relationships and whatnot, but nobody's talking about the compromise and the actual relationship itself. You're not just playing in power when you're in a relationship.
Oh, the love.
Relationships aren't about power; they're about mutual love and
They are
respect.
power. Yes.
No.
They are about power. They are
No,
about
Okay,
they're not.
hold on, Fatty. Are you actually married?
to your mama.
Okay, either way, I'm wondering exactly how many people actually are married on here and who do have
Are you married?
experience in
Sir?
relationships.
Are you married?
I'm essentially married.
Am I married? Yeah, I'm totally fucking married with 2 kids.
Okay, 1 second. Let me ask you a question. If your woman tomorrow decides that she was going to stop fucking you, can you do anything to stop her?
Bro, we just had 2 kids. We haven't fucked in 2 months.
You guys can answer questions. Hey, this is what I'm going to. Hey, Sarah, this is what I'm going to say.
I asked Sarah
Hold
the
on,
question. You take the question. Yeah,
Hold
1
on,
second.
hold on,
1 second. Hey,
he's answering in real time right now. He just said his wife just had a baby 2
Right.
months ago. They're not fucking at all. He's answering in real time. But Guam, let's pretend it's 6 months from now. Mom's fine. Everything's back to normal. She's perfectly healthy. Baby's great. Baby's sleeping through the night. Congratulations
on the baby, by the way.
Yes,
Thank you.
congratulations.
Congrats, dude.
Perfect scenario and
yourself,
circumstances, then answer the question.
So in that scenario, is 6 months from now, I'm not going to sit there and just tell my wife, yo, you need to put out. Why aren't you doing your wifely duties? We're going to have a conversation about why aren't you putting out? What is it that maybe I'm doing that could possibly be affecting this?
That will
Is there
dry her
something
up
that
so fast.
that is affecting you? Like, this isn't just a power game of somebody saying you do, so therefore you do it. You have to fucking compromise in a relationship. That's
Your
what I
mic-
don't understand.
Did he answer the question?
That,
I was
that
out. Did he answer the question?
conversation will ruin your chance of getting any poon.
So he said that he has to beg, right? He has to say, "Please suck my dick, PB, please." Is that what you said?
No,
Right?
no, I said we're going to have a conversation
Why don't
to
you want to
understand the
touch it
problem.
anymore?
That's perfect. So why, if she says we have the conversation and he's no, what do you do? Can you enforce her to actually go back and doing that? Can you do it?
Any yawn is a
Then
blowjob.
we're probably going to have a conversation about them what is going to be taken away from her. Because there are needs that I have that she isn't fulfilling. So therefore, I'm probably not going to be fulfilling some of her needs.
Can you answer the question, please? I know you have a therapist, you have a pastor, you have mama, you have Jesus. Once you talk with her and she says no, which most women are doing, I don't want to cook 7 times a week. I don't want to fuck you every day. I don't want to bring you
He said he'd
sandwiches
stop
every
paying
time.
her.
Once she says no, can you have an enforcement mechanism that actually pushes her to do what she does?
Yes,
without
Dr.
Yeah, I can cut off her credit
Yeah,
card.
I just said.
I would also
No,
stop paying
Hold
the
on,
prostitute.
everybody, shut up. Shut up. Guam, go ahead. You just said.
No, I just said that at that point, then I would have to have a conversation with her and tell her exactly that my needs aren't being fulfilled. So therefore, just because of that, we aren't in a respectful relationship. So therefore, she's probably not going to have some of her needs filled. It is a compromise at that point.
And you talk like a virgin, sir. Answer the fucking
He's talking
question.
like a normal human being.
You know the
I'm
problem.
talking like somebody who's actually in a fucking marriage.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So,
And you'll be
Guam,
the-
let me ask this, Guam. What kind of consequences would you put into place if you're like if you believe
There would
that
probably be some kind of financial compromise, or I'm sorry, financial consequences, or something along the lines of not supporting her in something that she needs.
Hooker.
No, Dr. Fatty, you asked about the mechanism to enforce.
You don't start
what
having
you
sex
do
with
is
me,
you
I'm
get
gonna
the
stop paying
goddamn priest to come and shove her head
Well, that's
down.
actually can be part of the conversation. Like, if you're not having sex with me, then I'm probably going to, just through natural like needs and whatnot, maybe find that through somebody else, which hopefully would prompt her to care so much about the relationship that she would actually think about trying to put out from there. This isn't a power game.
So basically, you
know,
don't have
women want to have sex.
That's crazy.
Right. That's why I'm even wondering about the question. Like, you're just sitting there saying, if your wife doesn't want to have sex with you, then what are you going to do about it? It's like,
hey,
dude,
sir,
what
this
are
is
we
what power.
going to do about it?
This is what power is. Iran doesn't want to do what the United States want to do. I'll nuke the shit out of
I
you.
answered your question. You didn't answer my question. Are you in a relationship? No, I answered your question.
Let me
talking.
Let me read the super chat and then I'll hand it
Yeah,
back
you
to
have been talking a lot.
Hold on, both of you.
I thought that was in the thumbnail.
Fuck out of both of you. If you have to tell people that you're not done talking over and over so that they let you talk, you do not have power. And if you don't have power, then why should we listen to you regarding the subject of power? Ooh, shots fired from Tommy. James S with a big 10, completing the goal before Sarah starts nagging. Thank you so kindly. You spared all of you, but keep going per usual. Evan says Fatty's excluding the theological aspect. A husband can socially shame their wife to their friends to put societal pressure on the wife to
Who
change.
would that be more embarrassing for? This
Yeah, I feel like that would actually ruin the guy. If
My wife won't fuck me.
Church is full of hoes and single mothers, and you complaining about your woman to your friends is the first mother. Oh, please, he doesn't suck my dick. What do
We're
I
not
do?
complaining. We're appealing to the church and our communal sense of community of
your
church.
guy friends can
Good.
see
If women
someone
listen
whipped.
to the church,
They
all
can
of them
see
are
that and they'll
virgins.
address
Marte,
it themselves.
Marte.
The guy can just go and like confirm that yes, I'm being pussy whipped, and he can get like some shit for it. But that's a good way for like if the wife is unwilling to change. Like
Can I ask you a
outside
question,
forces
sir?
bring in like saying it to her. It's kind of like a third party going in, like trying to arbitrate, like a therapist.
If you have to complain to your friends because your wife won't put out, you don't deserve pussy.
You have no power. If you have to go to the therapist, if you have to go to the pastor, if you have to go outside of your relationship for her to beg, for her to go back,
wait,
you
so
have
if I
no
go to
power.
God, if I go to Christ, if I go to my church,
But then when somebody's sitting there telling you that you can compromise in the relationship, you're saying you're being a pussy.
Gentlemen, we're gonna.
That's what I don't understand. You're
This message is sponsored in part by
Currency. This message is sponsored and fully supported by Coochie Currency. Ladies and gentlemen, the men love it. It works well, and it seems to shut you all up. But be mindful. You guys have all been kind of talking over each other. And I will say Fatty is the guest of the evening. So he is the one up here defending his claim. So please give him the floor when he needs it. And that is a woman handing the floor over to a man when he's asking for it. Tommy with the Big 10. If you have to ask someone to answer your question, then you don't have power. Shots fired again from Tommy. Geddes Vault with the Big 5 says, I'm married and agree with Fatty. These dudes are coping. Ooh, shots fired. And Hall Long with the Big 10. Funny, somebody is clipping out on the audio. Yes, we're aware Guam is having some shitty audio feed. I don't know if it's Bluetooth. I'm not sure what it's clipping out from.
I should be in a better area.
Yeah, Sarah,
we're not
just
dying.
No, it's fine. Sarah, just click on his audio settings and patch put the 3 boxes, and it's going to stop. Right? And by the way, friends, I'm not mad at y'all because y'all are cutting me off. I'm mad at y'all because every time people of power come here and engage in hypotheticals, baby will be punted to the moon on an island by y'all listen, y'all will answer it, y'all will let him repeat it 10 times to answer a crazy hypothetical. But when I say, if your woman denies sex to you, what can you do? The Church of the Jesus of God and the nations of the... Like, shut the fuck up. The law of the land overrides the church. So if you go cry to the church, she will cry to the jury and to the motherfucking... Not the jury, she's going to cry to the judge. Who has power? The person that is crying to a motherfucking church that can enforce their power, or a woman crying to a judge of an institution that can literally stomp your ass, take your money, take your kids? Who has more power, Mr. Marte? Who has more power?
The courts are even, though.
Before anybody answers, backstage, I do have Caucasian Sasquatch and Eli Nix. If you want to see either of those two up here, you got to boot someone else. Fatty is off limits, but anybody else is open.
If you have $200, you can boot me. I will.
Can I ask a question? I'll be
300. You're the guest of the night. I lose all
and
of
by
my
the way,
friends.
call me Dr. Fatty.
No,
Wait,
I can sum up
I'm about to head off.
what
Could I just
Fatty was
make
saying.
one final
He was
statement?
Oh, sure. Go ahead, Evan. Go ahead. And Evan's going to make his exit, so we'll give him the space for his final thoughts. Go ahead, Evan.
I will say, Fatty, like in your aspect, yes, there is nothing that anyone can do to go and force themselves on their wife in this day and age with our current laws and everything. And I think that's for the best. But there are other ways to go and try to get what you want without forcing it. So, and I'd say like that's probably like the best thing, because if you have to force something, then it's not really. You're probably like in a bad relationship.
I agree
at
with that,
point.
Evan, but tell that to the people in the Middle East.
Fair enough. Well,
go to Africa and try to tell them that if you marry a woman and she doesn't want to have sex, that you have to sit there, cross your legs and pray to the gods. Remember when they pray to the gods of rain? Please rain, please God, give me some virtual pussy. I mean, ridiculous. Y'all need to be pragmatic about what you have in front of you. You have no power, because if you did, you wouldn't be on YouTube complaining about bitches. That's the reality. If you have all this power, go ahead and say no to your woman for 10 days, for a week, for a month, and see if that woman that is following you has the predisposition to say yes, sir, no, sir. She will start to acting out, and she will start to leave. She will leave, because most women control the dynamics of relationships. It's not you. It's her.
I disagree. I want to ask a question, Sarah, just to you, because I haven't talked for a long time, but I've been listening for a bit. So, yeah, I've heard. I'm not a rocket surgeon like all these guys. I'm not smart, right? So I need to understand something. So I've heard that the reason why women rights to vote and stuff like that is because men allowed it. And if they wanted to take it away, they could, blah, 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 blah. And then I hear all these guys talking about, that's a lot of noise.
Yeah,
Then I don't know. You hear all these dudes, like you guys are talking about, and the dudes have the power, women have the power, whatever. So, like, is there, really?
I think it's Guam. Guam, I'm going to go ahead and mute you since you're, I think, driving. Go ahead.
Is there? I have a follow up, but is there some type of magic spell that women have?
It's called coochie dollar.
Well, no, but I get that. But
you missed the first part of the show. It's called coochie dollar.
No, I get that.
Yes.
Just trust me. Like I said, I have a follow up. So what I have a hard time understanding is because, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like a lot of these dudes are angry at women, and then they say the women have the power because they control the coochie, right? But it almost seems to me when I hear also the statistic that, the women only go after the top whatever percent of men, like Andrew Tate, and he's the man. But these people seem to be angry at the women. Aren't they misdirecting the anger when it should be on those men that are giving those women that false sense that they can get a 10 that's a multimillionaire? Like, isn't it the dude who's doing that's fault for giving those women that impression in the first place, since they control everything?
That was a crazy question. Like
that's what I do, Fatty. That's why I'm respected.
We are not doing the blame game. We're telling who has the power, and just because y'all guys are extremely,
those top echelon of men have the power.
Just because I'm explaining something doesn't mean that I agree with. I think society will run better if Marte was right. I truly do. The thing is, he's wrong. He's 100% wrong. His world His world is fantasy. His world will happen if on the next 10 years, men change all the laws, and now men go back to power because they have some enforcement mechanism to go about. But to Dr. Tent, right?
Yes.
It's not about the blame game. The genie is out of the bottle. Now he's trying to find a way either to contain him or to restrict him a little bit so he doesn't go crazy. So
right, and then what Dusty said.
I don't think no man, just because Andrew Tate told him something that he thinks he can beg a Victorian while he works at McDonald's. I think that's irrealistic. Nobody believes that.
But then to what Dusty said is bring shaming back, but don't shame the women for having sex with that top percentile of men. Shame the men.
Did I say that?
Just because you you said bring back shaming type of thing, right? But I'm saying that just because he has a $50 million yacht and a $20 million penthouse doesn't mean that he's above being shamed for having sex with all those women.
Who said that?
I'm saying that.
Do you think shame works? Do you think he's going to stop fucking bitches and getting money because you shamed him into being a bad man?
Yeah, I say if dudes stop being cucks and lining up behind channels that go, yeah, and I do this and I do that and I can do whatever I want with women. If they stop lining up behind them like cucks,
hey sir,
right,
I will answer the question. I will ask the question.
Then they
again.
wouldn't have the money and the power.
I will ask the question
to do
again,
this in the first place.
I will ask the question again because broke men, if they look good enough, they fucking woman left and right. You think that you are going to shame men into stop fucking bitches and getting money? You think if enough man comes on the internet and says Andrew Tate bad, stop fucking my wife, stop fucking my future wife, do you think he's going to say, oh damn, I didn't know about that, oh shame works, and do you think he's going to stop? Shame doesn't work.
That's not what I'm saying.
No, but you're not saying nothing. The problem with what is happening with the, like, especially with Marte, right?
Did you just say I'm not saying nothing?
You are not saying nothing. To be honest,
you're saying something.
No, you're saying something. This is just not of no substance because we are not doing the blame man or blame woman. We are talking about the power dynamics on current relationships.
Right, which is the dudes have all the power, but they're sitting on the internet blaming women on a regular basis that, oh, she's a this, like on the whatever podcast. But when it really comes down to it, the men are the one in control, right? So rather than having 20,000 people watching whatever show that's saying, oh, yeah, blah, 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 how about actually work on yourself. Like that guy. Anyway, I don't want to be insulting.
You're not seeing nothing.
I understand. It's quite often that people don't understand what I'm saying until many years after the fact.
Hey, sir,
You'll understand
Work
later.
think about it. Work on yourself. Be built like Superman. Get $1 billion. Get connections. Get everything. And you're still you just became a bigger target.
And everyone can do that.
No, listen carefully. She still can deny you sex. She still doesn't have to cook. She still doesn't have to know nothing like the regular woman. And she actually, now that you have a tremendous amount of money, she can go to Instagram, say that you did something to her, and take you to the cleaners, like what happened to Shannon.
No,
Sharp.
if you are in a relationship,
Stop. Yes.
If you're in a relationship and she don't want to have sex with you, you're doing it wrong.
Amen to that.
Yep.
And on that note, Evan Lord sent $5 to say, good night, Mr. 10th Man. It's a bit odd to have an opinion on normal relationships as someone who engages in what you do. Joke. Sarah kicked 10th Man. All right, 10th Man, you're going to the back. And then we're bringing up, we got Me Pie. Why do you, okay, hold on. Me Pie, are you shirtless? Come back on cam for a second because I need to make sure
Trying to bite my scalp.
Butt naked. Me Pie, you got to come back on. I saw you had your shirt, which I'm not complaining, but you had your shirt off. So come back on the camera, get back in the light. I can't do it till you show me that you're not completely naked and about to like.
Sarah,
show
stop
balls
being
on
such a
the
meat
screen.
gazer. She brought the whole show to a halt until she can see you
I
naked.
want to see and make sure you're not naked. Good shirt. sir.
That's what I'd say too.
Nipple
Penis
shaming.
balls. Okay, and while we're waiting
I
on
would never,
Mr.
sir.
Me Pie to figure out whether he's naked or not and prove to me that he's not naked, he was just on cam with a shirt
Did you
on
say
too. A
Meat
minute
Pie?
ago.
Is his name Meat Pie?
Me Pie.
I just want to make sure, is my mic still messing up?
You sound great.
Good.
Okay, we've got these other super chats. Hall Long says with a big 10, why is Fatty being the voice of reason? Seriously.
Because I usually am. I just don't have 100,000 subscribers. And the day that you do, you're going to be sucking my dick as usual. Because y'all, like clout, y'all are not actually deep thinkers at all.
Fair enough.
I'm a deep thinker. Pussy's the ultimate thing in the world. What the fuck's wrong with you?
I'm a deep thinker. I look at reality and describe it as it is instead of saying I can pull woman even though I look like retarded Lionel Messi.
Oh my god, the ultimate good is to have sex. That's the highest good, is having sex with women. That's like
I
all
didn't say that. I said
Never
that that's the
go
reality.
harder, dude.
Hey, sir.
The very
man-
first commandment was go forth and multiply, sir.
Let me just say this before Sarah read the rest of the super chats. A man just destroyed $1 billion fortune to fuck a 49-year-old on a Coldplay concert.
She was
This
ugly
is how-
too.
This is how far men are willing to go to get extra coochie. He ruined his family, he lost his job, and he's probably going to lose $500 million to get dry pussy, menopause pussy.
I bet it was really wet.
If he actually had like
I
track,
would have actually been happier, like, or not happier. Like, I could have justified it if she was like a young, hot supermodel, and it'd be like, I don't even blame him. Like, I can't even be mad, right? Like,
You don't know.
Right.
That woman got
He was
skills.
doing the thing that Fatty wanted, actually. That's how he's getting back at his wife.
Neglecting that side of it, too.
Geddes says Marte is pushing for a world he wants, but knows Fatty is right. I respect it. LOL.
course he knows.
Carry on.
No.
Cat GPT says, have we established that Poon is the ultimate power in a relationship? Crazy work. It is amazing. And of course, Marte got his name changed to God's Little Virgin. A shout out to Dusty for that. We read
Praise
this one
God.
already. And Marte would like me to change Dusty to the curdled.
No,
musty.
not the curdled musty.
I will do that here in just
Come on,
a
man. It's
second.
the chowdered
Marte.
musty. Do it right.
And Hall Long says, time to bring back masculine authority. Egalitarian society has proven too decadent for us to control ourselves. Okay. Me Pie, I'm going to bring up Ricky Bobby instead and give you an opportunity to prove to me. I saw you were shirtless, but I got to know that you're not butt naked back there. So, all right.
What if
Back
he's just
to
wearing
you.
gray sweatpants?
That's fine. That's fine. But when he originally was on, he had a shirt on when he showed backstage. But then now he's like suddenly shirtless when I was about to bring him up, and you just can't be too careful. And then also,
You're gonna have to move your mic further than that.
But then also I have Phoenix backstage and How Long Nate backstage waiting to hop on. If you want to see them up here, you know what to do. Boot anyone but Fatty. All right, go ahead, Fatty. Take it over.
I'm just saying that stillborn, he knows the reality. Instead of talking by his very myopic point of view of a very select man that refuse coochie, most men in society are dying for coochie. They are getting in relationships for coochie. They are going to war for coochie. They are literally willing to give their life away if their coochie princess decides one day that she doesn't want to die on Titanic. That's the reality. That's always how we have been as people. So if you are going to be a Puritan and I don't do that, go to a church on Sunday, sir. Go see how many single mothers are there. Go see how many women.
There's no single mothers in my church, as a matter of fact. All of us believe in marriage being based.
What is the percentage of the population of your church?
Gentlemen, I have to step away for just a moment to go check on my daughter. I'm going to leave Sasquatch in charge to ensure you are mannerly and mediated properly. Thank you, Sasquatch, in advance. Everyone respect Sasquatch. Thank you.
Okay, so the question still I just have one more question for Stillborn. Are the women and men of your church represented in mass on the overall population in the West?
I'd say that the majority of Catholics and Orthodox reflect this worldview, yes.
No, not about worldview. The way they actually move.
Yeah, they practice this in their daily lives.
Stillborn. Didn't you say that you practice chastity and you're pro that? You say that or something like that?
Yeah, I say that. I don't practice chastity. I'm married, but I would definitely recommend, if you want the best outcomes for your marriage and for your children, since your marriage is far less likely to break apart if you get married as virgins.
So do you think that the average age in the West, since the average age of marriage is 29 years old, do you think most of these women and men are behaving on the way that you think, like that you said that you
No, they're all giving into feminist propaganda and focusing on themselves over society.
So I'm describing reality and you're describing an exception, so you lose.
I'm describing fucking 60 years ago, dude. What are you talking about?
60 years ago is not 2025.
You're right, it's not. And
60 years
2050
ago,
is not 2025. Do you think
sir, the world changed. You have a obese Portuguese person talking with you at 4 a.m. in the morning on the other side of the ocean. The world changed. Get along, move along.
Can't shift culture at all? Culture can't be shifted? You don't think culture can be shifted?
Absolutely. Portugal is a way more traditional and religious country than the United States. And you know the divorce rate in Portugal on the last 10 years? 70%. Beat that shit.
Get rid of no fault divorce, that number will drop to like 5.
Why would we want to force people to be together who don't want to be together?
Because it's better for their children.
Not. Are you kidding?
Yes, it is.
People who hate each other living together.
Are women doing what's best for their children?
Absolutely not.
That's crazy.
Hey, Stillborn, are women doing what's best for their children in mass?
In what?
Are women doing what's best for the family, society, and their children in mass in the West?
No, that's because most of them are getting divorced.
So we're talking about reality. These women don't give a fuck about kids. They don't give a fuck about society. They want to get their way. And if they have to trample on you to get it, they will. Absolutely.
Oh, so were women always fucking materialists and individualists?
We never knew their nature until we fully unleash it. And now that it's unleashed, you don't know how to act because once again,
we never knew the nature of women.
No, sir. Let me.
I still think
let me just say this, right? Of course, there's the Bible and Adam and Eve and all this shit. Like, there's allegory about how women behave when you are unleashed. But the thing is, we always thought was the minority of women. When I was growing up 20 years ago before social media, the hoe was just 3 people in the town. There was 5 women in the village. They were the prostitutes. They were the people that were like on the side of society. Now they become the norm. You open Instagram, you look at your neighbors, you go outside. At least half of the population is acting like that. So the times that
you guys have a romanticized
you want to
view
talk about reality, or you want to talk about what happened in the 60s?
What do you think is the cause of that? I see what you're saying.
Social media, woman emancipation, sexual liberation.
It's pretty easy to know what the cause of it is. What's the solution?
Contraceptives, the economy change.
Hold on, what's the problem we're trying to fix?
What was the question?
Somebody said, "What's the solution?" And I want to know what define the problem that needs to be solved.
Families staying together, women not acting so hoey, men not going out there and playing power games all the time.
The community.
cultural cohesion. Like, I mean,
about the children?
seems like a pretty big problem.
You choose one though. Like that's what I'm saying. Which problem are you trying to address, and which with what measures? I personally don't think that I don't have an issue with too much vagina being available. That's not a problem to me.
Is this about you, Flow State?
Hey, brother, you're not muting when you do that.
Yeah.
I know you think you are, but you're not.
Yeah, please don't die on stream. What I'm saying, Flow State, is just because you have that point of view, that doesn't mean that society.
That's why I want him to define the problem that he's trying to fix.
Well, it seems like the conversation that we've been having is the problem of women being hosed the entire time, and how are we going to, like, as men, fight back against that?
And I think that that's a crazy problem to have. When has a hoe ever done you wrong?
I mean, when she's a hoe, when you're in a relationship with her.
Well,
only all the
send
men.
the hoe into a house. It wasn't her doing anything wrong. You guys lying to yourself.
Complaining. Matter of fact, we're complaining why women stop being hoes when they marry us. Why are they hoes from 19 to 29, and as soon as they get the ring and a couple of kids, now they are not hoes anymore? That's actually what men are complaining. Why could you do all those things for those guys for free, and now that I'm paying the ultimate price, either I comply to your lack of owners when it comes to me, or you move to the next guy? Why should I be punished?
Who's the one encouraging them to be hoes when they're younger? It's men, of course. It's us.
Is men?
No, it's feminists and secularists.
We always
You Christians.
I'm sorry, are the Christians telling women to go out and fuck a bunch of guys in college?
Let me tell you,
Us?
the biggest freaks were I found at church. Absolutely. You want to know who the
That didn't answer my question, dude.
At church. Yes, she is.
That didn't answer my question, dude. I said, are Christians as a societal prescription pushing for women to go to college and be promiscuous, or are they saying, no, don't do that, focus on a family?
I don't think either one.
Christians in mass don't care.
Yeah, Christians in mass don't care.
Christians in
Your
mass-
little echo chamber on the internet is not representative of Christians.
Not
who
real
are.
Christians. We're talking about real Christians.
No. You don't do the real Christian.
You don't get to decide
and the
that.
fake Christian.
Yeah,
Either
actually,
you
there
claim
has
it or
to
you
be.
don't.
Yes, Orthodox can decide that. What are you talking about?
No, you can't.
Into what Orthodox is.
Hey, Marte, let me ask you.
Are
Marte,
you God?
Let me ask you something, Marte.
Why do you get to
you're a
decide what a real
virgin.
Christian is, Powder Dusty? Why do you get to decide what a real Christian is?
I don't get to decide.
Oh,
None
so
of
for
us
you, it's just anyone who
decide
says
that.
they're a Christian?
believe
Great,
what a real
okay.
Christian
I'm a
is.
fucking squirrel. Am I a squirrel now?
No, you don't get to say what other people are with their relationship when it comes to their relationship with God. You're not involved in that.
I can definitely tell you that if they
You
contradict the
just
teachings
want
of
you want to speak with the authority of God. That's why your religion has made
hold
you
on.
more Luciferian.
Hold
Your
on.
religion has made you behave more satanically, ironically,
Hey,
than
real
my
quick, real
lack
quick,
of
Powder Dusty,
religion.
real quick. I'm a Christian who thinks that the best way to serve God is to curb stomp babies. Am I still being a Christian?
Yes.
I
You're a
deny Jesus
Christian who
Christ in the
wants
same
to-
process.
Yeah,
by the way.
yes,
I deny
because
Jesus
Christian.
Christ.
Yes, because Christians sin, right? Don't Christians sin?
I
all the time?
hold on. I just said I'm a Christian. I
Yeah.
deny Jesus Christ and curb stomp babies. Am I still?
As
No,
long as you
no.
accept Jesus before you die, yes, you have a blank.
Exactly.
Not what I said. Not
What
what I
denies you? No, 1 second. What denies your Christianity is not that you stump on babies.
I
it's
just
that-
said I deny Christianity in this
But
sentence.
that-
Or
no,
I
but
deny
that-
Jesus Christ.
No, 1 second, sir. You are introducing two outside. You are introducing the I deny Jesus and I stump babies. What makes you not a Christian is not you stumping babies. Is you not saying I don't want Jesus Christ in my life?
But I
You're
still
not
say I'm a
stumping
Christian. I still say I'm a Christian. I'm still
I
saying
disagree that that's the orthodox position. I think if you stomp a
Christians don't
baby,
sin,
you're
right?
denying Christ in the action.
baby.
Yeah, I agree.
So when Christians sin, they lie, they respect their parents, they do blasphemy, all that. They stop being Christians, right? They say, "Oh my God, blasphemy."
No, that's
You're
not what I
Christian anymore.
said. That's not the
Individual
point of this
Christian
question.
sins don't deny the ethic. They don't disprove the ethic.
I'm sorry, Nick, for interrupting you. I asked
No,
you
if Christians make
I
mistakes,
asked
it does
you a
not make them
question.
not Christians. But what I asked you specifically was, if I claim to be Christian and deny Jesus Christ, am I now no longer
Right, but that's a
Christian?
dramatic
No, you're not,
example.
but
What
Just
you were
answer the
doing-
fucking question. Stop
No,
waiting.
what
No, you're
you were
not.
doing was not that dramatic. When you were
Stop evading the
describing
question.
who is
Answer
a
it.
real Christian or not, you delineated it by who agrees with you. That's what you
Stumping
just did.
babies.
No, I don't. I think Catholics are still real Christians.
I don't give a fuck what you think. I'm
Well, then what the fuck are you talking
telling
about,
you
dude?
what you did.
Yeah, and I
Hey,
said that there are certain people just self-identifying
Hey,
as a
Silvar,
Christian does not make you.
What you did is you delineated
I
between
did- yeah, I
real
refuted the
Christians
idea
and
that-
not real Christians by who agrees with you regarding college for women. Yes, you did. And then you tried to use the baby stomping example.
Yes. No, hold on. I'm not saying that if you think women should go to college, you're not a real Christian. That's not what I said. I asked you if the majority of Christians are saying and telling women that they should go to college. That's what they should do. And they should be promiscuous and fuck 70 guys while they're.
And when I said no, they're not making a statement on that either way. You said those aren't real Christians.
No, I said they. No, you said that they weren't saying that at all. No.
Does the church agree with me? That's what matters. All
Which
that matters.
church?
Does what I say coincide with anything biblical, with what Christ
But
said?
that's not no, but that's ridiculous because
Yeah, Christ said dash the babies on the rocks. So yeah, actually that is pretty Christian.
No, that would be against
Marte, 1 second. Marte, do Christians sin all the time?
Of course, we're fallible.
Bad.
Okay, that's perfect. That's perfect.
But that's bad. We don't say you should do it.
No, I know. So the question is, if a woman is being a hoe, Merry Christmas, oh ho ho, Merry Christmas, for 10 years, and she finds somebody that looks like he's wet behind the ears, like Mr. Silborn, and she forgave herself, and she gave herself to Christ the Lord, and she's willing to follow the church. Mr. Silborn, would you recommend men to take her, since now she actually behaving like a church lady?
In comparison to a woman who's still engaging that lifestyle, yeah, I'd recommend go with her.
Okay.
Does that mean that I recommend that men have to date her? No.
Let me just wrap it up, and this is the point. Y'all are the last stop for hoes. This is why these women be acting crazy for 15 years, and then all of a sudden, either be Islam or Christianism, they devote their word to God, and they are not. I'm delivered because y'all are suckers. Y'all,
that's completely false.
Total straw man. Total straw man of what I just fucking said.
Hold on, what's the past?
Let me mute myself.
Do you don't think that we would find that? Do you think that we have a revulsion against the hoes past?
No,
We
you don't.
actually do. We're
No, you
humans like everybody else. So
No, you
that's
don't.
completely blatantly
No,
false.
you don't. Y'all cuff hoes, y'all cuff baby mamas, y'all be stepdaddies. Huh?
Pattern recognition machines as human beings, all of us, Patty. So this applies to everybody. What are you talking about, Patty?
Hey, Marte, how many bodies do I have?
That's I don't know. Nobody would know this. I would know this, but I recognize patterns nonetheless.
Good question. He doesn't have any. He's a virgin for Christ too.
So use your spidey sense and your pattern recognition, CSI Minority Report. How many bodies does Flow State have? Go ahead.
If I go online and I find pictures surfacing, boys talking about, oh, I hit it too, do you think that this would be a proclivity of her past showing up?
There's a big if. There's no information out there like that.
Cool, just like your if of me wondering whether or not her body count is high or not. It's the same shit. What are you talking about, Patty?
You're talking about the fictional world where you can go online and ask.
You're just asserting it's fucking fiction. You're not defending the position whatsoever.
I'm not.
No, you just keep saying you guys are creating a fictional world.
No, it's because I will say this and I'll repeat it again. I'll repeat it again, right? Most of us are going to
Welcome back.
Most of us are going to either marry women that either were former hoes or at some point on time at some old behavior on their life. Average age of marriage is 29. You have no control over what that woman was doing between 17, 18, 19 to like a decade, right? What I'm saying is, once again, you become easy targets because you look at the woman and because of your religion that says forgiven for all those things. And like these women know for a fact, if they put on their bio, I want a God-fearing man, I want a man that does this, I want a man that does that, she's going to get with people like you. So once again, why should I correct my behavior when I know if I'm 32 and I become a devout Orthodox woman, there's always going to be a guy in the end of the rainbow.
You can't become a devout Orthodox woman.
And try to take care of me.
You can't be a devout Orthodox woman. I mean, you can try, but we're going to laugh at you when you're making up your dress.
That's very anti-Christian of you.
No, it's not to say that he can't become an Orthodox woman.
Yeah, to say he can't be redeemed. Oh, an Orthodox woman.
That's
yeah,
what I was just joking about. Because he said I could be an Orthodox woman.
I got you.
No. One second. So a woman can redeem themselves after having 4 baby daddies and owing around and find the husband on the Orthodox Church? Answer the question.
Of course.
All right.
Answer the question.
In the eyes of God.
Loud. Like,
yes, she can be forgiven in the eyes of God.
What did you say? Repeat it again because I was over talking. I'm sorry.
She can be forgiven in the eyes of God, yes.
Okay, so she can be forgiven in the eyes of God. So go ahead.
Like it means something. Body count still means something. It carries over. You know.
Who cares about body count?
Tommy
Men-
Woosah comes in with a big 10 to say, if we got rid of no-fault divorce, then people would be forced to consider the consequences of their actions and theoretically would think long and hard before rushing to get married.
False. They would be incentivized to create situations like abuse or substance abuse, which would justify the divorce. You're
That's
incentivizing more harm.
Just making assertions at this point. No, we don't know that.
Yes, I am making an assertion. It literally incentivizes abuse.
Cal, can you demonstrate that?
If the only way I can get divorced from a woman I don't want to be with
those
is to slap her-
assertions, Dusty.
What?
That's ridiculous on his face, Dusty. That's ridiculous, bro.
No,
You
it's
can't even
not. It's
demonstrate
ridiculous on your face. If I cannot get
Okay,
divorced,
Dusty.
if I cannot get divorced,
100. That is 100. That is 100% putting.
Putting what? My dick in your ass?
He's talking.
That's 100% gay on your part. but go ahead.
No, I was hearing Dusty out. Go ahead.
Go
Yeah, no, if I cannot get divorced because there's no fault divorce, but I can get divorced if I hit my wife, that incentivizes abuse. Absolutely.
I don't know about that.
That's not.
It gives a special benefit to somebody who is abusive that they did not have when they were not abusive.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Why would
How do you not know about it?
Or adultery. Adultery as well.
Or adultery. Absolutely. Or adultery.
Adultery is very hard to prove.
Hold on,
in some
but-
states as well, though. Like for instance, like here in Maryland, there would have to be a private third party, like basically a PI that goes and discovers the adultery. Even if my husband admitted to it, even if I brought all 30 girls up to the stand, it wouldn't matter. There has to be a PI available to take pictures and document and prove, because they have to be an unattached
But that
person.
doesn't matter to the point, right? The
And the
point
lead
is that there's
attorney
a
said
special
that-
benefit allotted to people who violate sanctions of marriage.
I'll be right back. Just a second. Go ahead.
I'm not wrong on this.
No,
and none of you like it, but I'm absolutely
No,
right.
what you're saying makes no fucking sense.
How does it not make sense?
Well, if I
wanna
want to
get
divorce my wife for no fucking reason, if she's making me happy, I'm gonna have to.
So,
I'm gonna have to slap
Dusty.
a bitch. What the fuck are you talking about, dude?
You make no sense, sir. If she's
Dusty.
making you happy, there's no reason to divorce.
Yes.
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. He's saying, I was just saying, like, if I wanted to get divorced from my wife, I'd have to slap a bitch, and it's like,
Right, that's how fault divorce works.
Right.
It doesn't allow you to have a
Dusty,
divorce unless you
all those
well, why would you want to divorce her? Give me the reason why you'd want to divorce her.
Why would what? You don't think that dudes want to divorce their wives ever? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not for no justification, which is what you're advocating
I'm
for.
not playing
You
this
should be
game
able
with
to
you. This
fucking
is
leave your
stupid.
wife
You're
for
just
no fucking
windmilling
reason.
now.
I think he's the coochie.
Nate, I think you're muted or something. I can't really hear you.
Yeah, Nate, you're talking to the.
Hold on, guys. Under those.
Damn,
Oh, he's just got a hell of a lag. Wow,
Yeah,
you're lagging
I
crazy.
told you guys, it's like
Really
I think
bad.
that's funny. I'm actually happy that he has a leg.
That was like a 20-second lag. That was massive.
Yeah, it was bad.
I'm not even joking. I'm not happy. I'm very happy that he has a leg. But the moment that y'all understand that y'all are workhorses with your princess on your back, and she's the one actually tell you where to go with the carrot, with the coochie carrot dangling in your face, you will understand relationships a little bit better. It's just pride.
yes.
It's just pride telling you that you are in control. Yeah.
I did a poll on my end, and 73% agree that pussy is the biggest motivating force on earth.
Yes, that's why you get the Lamborghini. You hate cars. You just know that the car is going to get you coochie.
And coming in from Cash App, Raymond sends a big 5 to make it feel better. Or no, that was last week. I'm sorry.
Man, you getting offline
Raymond-
Cash App? That's crazy.
Oh, I just clicked the wrong one. Sorry, he sends a big 10 to say, for you to drink, you've earned it. Thank you so kindly. I finished it. And then Bane Bear sends a big 10 to say, you know I love you. Have a great night, Sarah. And thank you so kindly. And then Tommy Woosaw says, when people say real Christian, they mean those who walk in the light of Christ, but they sound like they claim the authority to perceive such matters, which is reserved for God only.
Hey, Sarah, you know what this reminds me of the real Christian? A real man will do this. A real woman will do that. Ladies and gentlemen, like most men are not like these. Just people. People are going to do what people do. Just because you want to talk about a small minority of people because you feel safe there doesn't mean that the 90% of the population doing completely the opposite of what you preach is going to disappear. Wake up and smell the motherfucking coffee. The real world doesn't go by your beliefs. It's not.
The irony of claiming that somebody else is not a real Christian is that Satan was thrown out of heaven for wanting to be God, and when you take that responsibility upon yourself to designate who is and is not a real Christian, you are behaving more satanic in the service of your religion than anybody who's not.
Hey, Powder, I want to understand something real quick here.
Not today, Satan.
Yeah, great, funny. Anyways, just so you, I just want you to know, I'm a rhinoceros.
Nice.
Damn,
Good
you
luck.
got him there.
Based.
Why am I wrong? Why am I wrong?
My apologies.
Right on.
Marte, I owe you 10 back as a credit because I missed that earlier. I stepped away. That was my fault.
I mean, it's not too late. You can change it to the Colonel Mustang.
Then he says,
Here, you know what? I'm going to change it
chowder.
myself.
I just changed you to the chowder Dusty. So, and my apologies. If you want to use a boot
I
or
concede. I
something.
guess women have more power than men here, as demonstrated here. Women have more
I
power.
apologize. I meant to do that, and then I got distracted. And that is on me.
Hold on.
If you want to
Marte,
use that
here.
$10 credit to boot anyone, I'm
No,
handing
no.
it back to you to use.
Marte, you can still win the argument by appealing. Send me $10 to change my name, and watch how fast it gets changed.
Yes, and then you can talk with your priest and with your pastor and Clay and say, please, can she change the name back? Like you have to beg for it. I am having the difficulty.
You know what? That's why I said I concede right now, because obviously, like, it's proved. Or your
But Marte,
point.
I'm having like for people that support the force doctrine, which is if you can enforce nothing, you have no power. Why are y'all so dense when it comes to relationship that you can enforce? Why are people that are so logical and understand that if there's no enforcement mechanism, it means that you actually don't have those things? All of a sudden, they don't understand that men in the West have no enforcement mechanism to make women of today do what their grandmother.
Hold on.
I don't believe in this force doctrine thing.
Do you know that's against the law in Arizona? You know that's a felony, not a felony, but a misdemeanor.
What is the law? What is the misdemeanor?
If my woman cheats on me in Arizona, a wife cheats on me, that's a misdemeanor. You know that, right? In Arizona.
That's fucked up.
But if she cheats on you with a woman, is that a misdemeanor?
Well,
If she invites you, then that's a perk.
It just never gets enforced in Arizona.
That was good.
But technically, you're breaking a contract, right? Not to say that breaking contracts are necessarily illegal by way of like misdemeanor and civil citations, but it can spring for court hearings. So I could see why
there is enforcement for the men's behalf.
So what happens exactly after you get caught cheating? So you keep all the money, you keep your kids, she loses custody of you get the majority of the custody. What happened afterwards?
I can appeal to a greater use of force, and not only that, but I can appeal for a better result and a better outcome.
So basically, you have to go to the legal process that is tilted towards woman.
Hold on, I thought you said that we're weak if we go to a third party. I thought you were saying
I didn't say that. No, I didn't say. What I said is
the same very thing that women can do. What are you talking about?
No, it's because once you get to that family court, now your religion, your masculine frame, your build, like you're done. Because the courts
that doesn't
so the family court doesn't favor woman, Marte.
Hold on, this should go both ways.
Not favor women.
She goes to court. No, this makes no sense. That night cuts both ways, Fatty. If she cheats on me and I have a misdemeanor, I can appeal to law and say, "Hey,
you know why you're wrong? Let me tell you why you're wrong. There's a person on our site called the lead attorney, right? And he was literally talking about this 3 days ago. Somebody asked him verbatim, "Hey, sir, do cheating? If you go and says my wife cheated on me, does that actually help your case?" What he said was 20 years ago, because it was socially frowned upon. 2030, they will enforce that. They will say, absolutely, if your woman cheated on you, we are going to make sure she gets punished for that. After the 2000s, that doesn't hold in court anymore. You have to give him a STD.
It's the same both ways.
Like those things are not enforced. And this is by an attorney that handles thousands of cases and has it like
it's the same both ways.
No, but there's no problem. What are you saying? There's both ways.
It's the same for men and women. The courts don't care if either party cheats.
No, but that's what I'm talking about, and this is exactly
a
what
good
we're
thing,
talking.
right?
Is even if this is what
Yeah,
I'm talking
it's a
about,
good
right?
thing. You don't
Even
want-
even if I don't cheat, right? I'm going to be penalized for being a man. Even if she cheats, she's not going to penalize
Unless
because
she makes more money than you, then you're not going to be penalized than she will.
and there's a small percentage of men that are
It is
dating
a small
women.
percentage, but it's also a
And
small percentage of women that get alimony.
Yes, and if I date Adele and Oprah and Rihanna, I will be protected. That's
Time to start banging fatties, fatty.
no. There's hey, Flo, say, are you married to a woman that makes more money than you?
No.
Thank
And
you.
when I got divorced,
men.
ask me about my divorce experience in divorce court and family court.
No. But
I know you don't want to ask me that question because you know that I would support my side.
Because I know you are the average man right now, and you were the minority of men back then. For the average man, going to court just to fight for anything is an uphill battle. So when it comes to costs of the lawyers, when it comes to litigation, when it comes to dividing resources, is an uphill battle. And
That's
the
the same
only
for everybody.
no, it's not.
You know, we're changing that now, Fatty. 90% of men who actually fight for custody do get it. You know that, right?
And how many thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars are there? You're going to spend?
It's the same for both sides.
No, it's not, because most of these women are not spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to get 50-50.
I don't know why
they're
you
spending
think-
hundreds of thousands of the husband's money usually.
Actually, most people settle outside of court.
Right.
That's true.
But
Hey,
people
Fatty,
say,
I got a question for you real quick. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Sorry.
Go ahead,
Finish your
go ahead.
thought. I've been listening for a while now, and I'm just wanting to understand your argument. So you're positing all these things about how, what women be doing to guys and how it's fucked up, and but you don't seem to have a prescription other than if you can't beat them, join them. Am I understanding that right?
Absolutely not.
Okay, so what's the prescription to women's hoedom, women treating men in a shitty way, and all these custody battles, and in the imbalance of a power dynamic? What's the prescriptive measure?
As a definitive one, you have to change the laws and incentivize men to actually be less forgivable than they are.
Less forgivable.
Yes, meaning if your girl was in high school and she had 4 boyfriends and a train run on her and all those things, she doesn't deserve forgiveness just because she has a coochie and you
Oh,
crave
okay.
it.
Right. Men should forgive. Right. Okay.
Men should reward good woman and put bad woman to the side. If good woman have a problem with they're not good woman at all. So if you're giving the same rewards to the good woman that waited for you, that care for you, that clean for you, that sucks your dick, and the ugly woman, the shitty woman, the fat woman, the woman that doesn't fuck you, doesn't do nothing, still has a husband, you are taking society like you are taking the reward system. If
you
if
don't
they're
want
going
women
to
to be
do the
submissive.
revolt,
But don't you think you're kind of painting with a broad brush and you're speaking in a lot of generalities when
that's how you speak as
many
a
of
man.
this stuff?
Yes, that's how you speak as a man. I'm on a ninth floor right now. If I jump, I will die. Might be wrong, probably, but possible. It's possible, but it's not probable. I'll probably die.
Sure.
Right?
Well, and I'm not saying I
It's a grasp
disagree with
quality.
anything that you said, but when it comes to the prompt, traditionalists are wrong. Women run relationships. And my understanding that you think that's the case, but you don't think it should be the case.
Just because I'm explaining something doesn't mean that I agree with it. So that's
Right. Fair enough. So you don't think it should be the case, but you think it currently is
I'm
the case.
explaining what it is. I don't think that's most women are not prepared to lead a relationship because they're extremely emotional. They will follow along where the wind is blowing. But for the most part, I'm explaining something. I don't agree with it because if we actually look at the results,
And you think laws over culture is going to fix that?
I think the laws are the backbone of society for the most part, because people are going to try to, like, if people know they can get away with shit, they will, like paternity fraud, false allegations. A woman wouldn't try to shake down Shannon Sharp if she knew she was going to spend time in jail for trying to extort him. So first you change the laws, and then the culture usually follows.
What laws do you want?
I think
what laws do you want on the books then?
Paternity fraud should be punished. False allegations should be punished. Child alienation, you should lose your kids automatically. Like, there's a bunch of laws that actually can make women not just give up and go to the next state because they can do it. So yes, if you change current laws,
What do any of those mean?
Wait, what did you ask?
Well, paternity fraud, I think that's pretty self-explanatory, right?
Not really.
But
Not-
okay.
not
Well,
really?
let me do this. Let me do this before we deep dive down that. Everyone watching over on YouTube, Raging Tomato side, I'm going to cut Raging Tomato off here in just a couple minutes. So start moving over to the
Yeah, that I can
Gauntlet.
get.
I'm going to raid over to the Gauntlet. So you need to watch over there. If you're watching on Rumble, if you're watching on Twitter, if you're watching on Insta, you'll just stay right where you are. If you're watching on Fatty or Flow or anybody else that's dual streaming, you're going to stay right where you are. But Raging Tomato on YouTube, I'm going to raid you over to the Gauntlet here in just a second. So if you want to start moving, Uncle Guns is so kindly dropping that link in. Daniel McCoy with the big 5 says, "How is Dusty this fucking stupid?" Oh wait, it's Flow State.
Daniel, send in another super chat with a question or a comment instead of just spazzing because you're wrong.
I think that's fair. And then Tommy
money,
Musa sending love back with the Big 10. Flo is right about a real Christian. Fair enough.
Those two must
Okay,
have came in side by side.
maybe.
One's
Okay,
honest,
so-
the other's angry.
So now, can I ask Dusty a question? And Fatty, I love you like a brother, I do, but I got to say it. I want to show you how a real man answers a question. So, Dusty,
Oh.
if you, I know, as far as I'm aware, you don't have a son, but don't you think it'd be weird to teach your son just F all the bitches and that makes you a real man? Because, like, that's what I hear all too much. That's what I was trying to say to Fatty is, like, no, he's like, you, no, hold on. No, you had your chance.
No,
He's
who
all,
said that? No, say who said that. Yeah, I said that.
bro, I tried to engage you. You lost your chance.
But I
right?
didn't say that.
I know you think, no, sir. I know you think you're fancy, right? But I'm a man.
I think you're fancy too.
Just because I have sex with men doesn't mean I'm not a man, right? And so when I engage you in a conversation, in a good faith conversation, and you tell me that my questions don't mean anything, you've lost your opportunity to engage with me.
So you still
All right, so
on your feelings about something that I
you
said.
lost
Just
your
like a hoe,
opportunity.
just like a bitch.
Sir,
You
I
are
wanna hear the
still on your
question, though.
feelings about something I said an hour ago that
Sir.
you wouldn't say nothing. You waited 1 hour to just say because you said that I didn't say nothing. Like who said